Coming to you from the award-winning Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, PCA's 2024 Best of Leaf Midwest Cigar Bar, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge, it's the Final Third Podcast.
Welcome back to the Final Third Podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Scott.
And I am Mike, and I am so excited to be here. It's been like 4 days since I've seen you.
I know.
That's awful.
It's not.
I cried last night.
You know, I couldn't believe
You've
it.
grown a little bit since we've seen you last time.
Well, it's his birthday, so
Yeah.
yes.
Happy
Not
birthday.
up, just out.
Yeah, just out. That's it.
Not up, just out. That's the only way I grow.
I feel
I'm
like
a grower, not a shower.
I haven't been able to see you guys much except for the podcast stuff. I have slept in my own bed 4 times in the entire month of April.
That's your
Nice.
fault.
I
Throwing
know.
fish and
I
shit
know.
in
Well,
Alabama.
hey, it was work too.
Jeez.
Okay, I had work trips, but yeah.
Working
The
on
mullet
that
toss,
mullet.
absolutely. For those that saw out there, I was down in Orange Beach, Alabama, throwing fish and
Ridiculous.
getting drunk and had
That's
lots of bushwhackers,
fun.
so that's always good.
That was fun, man.
Love
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Love it.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
yeah.
a good time.
What are you doing, Rob? What are we doing today? As
So-
you
What
heard
are we
Rob
doing today?
shaking this
Yeah.
beautiful can, this is my new lighter from Drew Estate. It was a door prize at the Derby City Cigar Bash.
True Drew Estate
True
fashion
Drew
right
Estate
there.
fashion. See if I can get it to light. There it is.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice single jet. It's a pretty big single jet, though.
It
It's
is.
not like the Espinosa one. That's just like a
You can
a
turn
pencil
both
flame.
of them up. That one I just turned up for you too a little bit. So,
love it.
but yeah.
Well, this is our can. So, Rob, what are we doing today?
So today we're going to be smoking, and this is actually going to be the pairing of the month.
We're gonna
as well.
smoke?
We're going to be we're smoking.
No way.
We're smoking the 1502 Black Gold Toro. We have an event with Enrique from 1502 Cigars, Global Premium Cigars is the overarching company. They're going to be up here. I think it's May 23rd.
May 23rd. It's
And,
Thursday.
So we want to do the pairing of the month with this cigar, and we're going to be pairing with a few things. But for the monthly pairing, we thought we'd go big since we got Enrique coming. We're doing the Woodford Masters collection with this. It is Derby Day.
Yeah,
Derby Day.
Woodford is the bourbon of the Derby. So we also have the regular Woodford Derby bottle up here, which we can sip on if we want to. And then lastly, buddy of our new friend of ours that's been coming in here, his name is Jalen.
Jalen.
Shout out to Jalen.
Shout out
Shout
Jalen.
450 North. So they are now producing their own products. I believe these are still probably sourced more than likely. They're 6-year-old. I don't think they've been distilling for 6 years. So it's more than likely they're MGP. It says produced in Indiana, so I'm assuming it's MGP. There's a lot of brands that start with MGP. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope, great way to start.
So we'll give that a shot too. And,
Yeah, 6-year too.
Scott wants to finish off with tequila later. So
Yeah.
Hey, look, first of all, this whole weekend, it's kind of crazy, right? You got
It's a weird weekend.
It's May 4th today when we're recording this, which May the 4th be with you. I'm a Star Trek guy
And also with you.
and with you.
and also with you. Yes.
So I don't know. These people that go nuts over the
That's
Star Wars, no offense to the Star Wars fans, but I'm a Star Trek guy. Obviously tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
So this is a Day of the Dead fuel, Indy
awesome.
Fuel jersey. Unfortunately, the Indy Fuel did get put out of the playoffs.
They did, but they made it.
They
that's
did
good.
make it, and they won one at home as their first home playoff win in franchise history. So that was great. So obviously, I get really, really excited because tacos and tequila. And have you ever seen a
What's
sad
better?
person at a Mexican restaurant? No,
Not very often.
no, that doesn't.
Just
that
the
doesn't really happen.
bartender when you're leaving.
But I did want to say I saw a new one, 5-3. It's Sir Mix-a-Lot Day. I think we should get behind this, right?
Ooh, I didn't think
That
about
was
that.
yesterday.
What was that, 24,
Yeah.
36, 24? Only if she's 5'3"? That's Sir
Man.
Mix-a-Lot Day.
Oh.
Baby got back. Yeah, I love it. I saw that on Facebook. I was like, hell yeah. Okay, so we got Sir Mix-a-Lot Day. Then we got May the 4th be with you. And then my personal favorite, Cinco de Mayo.
So
I'm
should
so
you just
glad you
start
brought up
with
clothes.
April 20th and
Right.
Keep on going,
I mean,
find
just
something
shit,
every day.
420 and straight on in,
Until
man.
May
It's
6th.
it's a great way to get started into late spring and early summer. So
Little Snoop Dogg Day. On
yeah,
420.
and it's of course it's beautiful out. You know, this is actually it's a little after 11, and this is my second cigar.
Good
of
for
the
you,
day.
man. You're
Yeah.
ahead of me this week.
Hey, it's weird, but you know, I haven't had a chance to smoke all that much because I've been traveling for work. So
Oh, darn.
yeah, I'm
Catching
pretty excited
Yeah.
about that. And
Catch
I
up,
didn't
Buster.
start drinking first thing in the morning. I mean, it is still morning, so we'll be drinking here in
Oh.
a second.
Yeah.
It's coming.
But yeah,
I'm so glad you brought up clothes, though. You were talking about like what you're wearing.
yeah.
I told Jen before we came here, I was like, I'm really surprised that nobody has called me out for wearing like the same 4 shirts. Cause like I own like 15 different shirts, but I only wear like the same 4. I promise I wash them, but like,
Well, you know.
I was gonna wear this is my crop top shirt because I wear it like,
Well, that's an awesome shirt.
Did
I
you notice
know,
we
but-
always put you at the end of the table? I mean, we're not really sure what's going on with all this.
I don't know. I don't even know. But I got my fancy my boob pin today.
Your
Happy
little button.
birthday,
Yeah.
boy.
Happy birthday, boy.
Yeah, it's my birthday week, so
So my only thing about that is now everyone's going to be looking at your shirt every
I know.
week to see what
I
you're
wasn't-
you just called yourself
I
out.
wasn't
you're,
going
you're
to,
done,
but-
man. That's it.
See,
whatever.
that's the thing. Scotty D's got 75 different jerseys to wear if he wants to. So
Yeah.
he can just change it up every time.
Well,
I own
obviously,
zero
after this
paraphernalia.
weekend, the rest of the podcast throughout the month, I'll probably be wearing one of my IndyCar jerseys every day.
Yeah,
Whoop,
yep.
Yeah.
Did you see my story that I shared on the podcast page?
I don't recall.
I shared it yesterday. It was just the logo of Derby 150. And I said, come join us at the lounge to help us honor the horses that go left, also in honor of the cars that will also soon go left.
Absolutely, I did see that.
Yes.
Yep.
So the horses are paying tribute to the left turn today.
Nice,
Well, I got to
nice.
say, I know you and Jen love the Derby. Like that's a
Yeah.
big thing. You're Louisville folks, and
kind of a big
that's
deal.
huge. So this morning I'm sitting on my porch, smoking a cigar. It's beautiful out, and I'm like, oh man, it's May. Okay, it's time to start watching like Indy 500s because I just watch replays from the 60s and up. They're all on YouTube, which is great, and so I'm just watching some highlights this morning, and it was just like finishes, just
You're
the ends of the race,
ready.
and you hear the emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was damn near crying on my porch, smoking my cigar, drinking my coffee because I'm like, this is what makes it special,
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm pumped for the month of May.
I'm happy
Pumped for
for
Derby
you.
Day. Pumped for Indy 500. We got
Yeah.
a good long time here for the whole month of just activities and
I'm
so
pumped
it's
for round 2 with the Avalanche.
absolutely yes.
wait
And
to
hockey
see.
is still going.
Still
I
going
love
till
it.
June. So
We should probably start smoking these.
let's
Right?
start
Do
smoking.
We should,
So-
we should probably pour too.
So this cigar it's got a sun-grown Maduro wrapper, Nicaraguan binder filler. It's a full-bodied cigar. This cold draw is just a nice, cocoa, a little bit of spice, little barnyard in there too. But you definitely get that little bit of cocoa, which is nice. And that probably coming from that Maduro wrapper, I'm assuming.
Thank you, sir. Yeah,
I
sounds
love
great.
the cocoa on the cold draw.
I do, too.
That's nice.
It's kind of funny how a lot of these cigars that have some strength to them have that cocoa, and you're like, oh, this is a pretty little cigar when you take the cold draw.
Yep.
And then boom, hit you. This
So-
one definitely has a lot of pepper, which I like.
So my first bet yesterday, I was watching Oaks races all day too. So my first bet was a trifecta box and a win. I hit both of them, and immediately it was like $46 or something, but off like a $3 bet. So I was pretty happy with that because the pins always let me down because we never
the pins.
Yeah, fuck the pins.
I know
Yep,
this will shock
yep.
you, but I didn't turn the fans on again.
Oh,
man,
no way!
way to go.
What a
Yeah,
rookie.
normal.
Well, I'm gonna use my nice new Drew Estate rattle can lighter if I can get it to light again. Flawed.
Yeah, you seem to be having some problems there. I did like the text message.
There we go.
Of course, shout out to our friend
I did
Dr.
turn
Scott. I really like that he sent. Where did Sidney Crosby touch you?
That was good.
That was pretty funny.
I showed him where.
So this is how old and decrepit I am. I did already turn the fans on.
Man, wow.
That comes with the territory
That
of
was
wearing
like
the
40
scally,
minutes
right?
ago, and I completely forgot.
According to Isaiah, that's part of the scally wearing.
Yeah.
Rotted your brain. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And I know you're using the jet lighter, and lots of times we normally do, but these soft flame lighters, I love them. You just
I do too.
get that heat, right in there, gets
Yeah.
lit up nice and quick. You don't get any of the butane flavor from it because you
Right.
can use kind of the top of the flame, and Yeah.
Love
This
it.
was nice. I mean, the cigar itself on the top, on the roof of the mouth, you kind of get that little bit of spice, but it's not overwhelmingly, spicy. You just know it's there. And then the back of the tongue, you're feeling a little bit. And then as soon as you retrohale, it's just like a blast of pepper.
That retro is aggressive.
I love it.
It's
love
really, really aggressive on this one. Yep. Heavy black pepper for sure. I just did a tiny little bit, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm not going to heavy retro this one because this one will make me start crying and coughing.
It's going to help me get rid of my headache, I think. So
hey,
we're
there
good.
you go. I told you, man, if you start drinking and smoking, the headache will go away.
I know, but that catches up eventually.
yeah, that does
the
eventually.
drinking part.
Yeah.
That's why yesterday the same thing happened. I walked in here. I'm like, then this time of year I get headaches, the weather fronts and all that crap. So I walked in yesterday with this massive headache, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, God, this thing will not go away. I've taken Excedrin. I've tried all the things. Like, it's time to get a pour. Got a pour over there. A few minutes later, started feeling better. I'm like, bourbon does fix everything.
It does.
Yeah. Homer Simpson, the cause of and solution to all my problems, right? Talking about alcohol. It's perfect.
So that Woodford. Oh, my God.
I get just barely into this thing. Like, I mean, I'm a fast smoker, so it burns down pretty quick. But there is some sort of like top level, I don't want to call it fruity, but there's something that kind of has a little bit of that lighter note to it that's really nice.
Have you tasted the bourbon yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No.
That's why I was wondering.
Nope. I'm hoping it'll make it come through a little bit more.
It does.
It goes nicely with it.
Well, this Woodford,
so
talk a little bit. You guys may know more about it than I do. I'll tell you what I know, and you guys can expand upon it. The Woodford Master Collection. This is the 121.2 proof. I think this was the first one that came out this year.
This was February's release in 2024.
To me, it starts off the very, very beginning. Taste you get is going to be that Woodford Double Oak. But it's so fleeting because it just blows up with flavor and continues to grow and grow and grow, and then kind of falls off just nice and smoothly at the back.
I do get some cinnamon though.
Do you?
Yeah,
I get a lot of fruit. I get a lot of fruit.
I get a touch of light caramel.
Not
caramel, aggressive, but it's light, a very light
It's that
caramel.
Woodford caramel. Yes. I really love it. And the thing is, I don't go to Woodford very often. Especially regular Woodford. It's just not my jam. Woodford Double Oak maybe occasionally, but this stuff here, I could drink this all day long. Yeah,
this is pretty solid. Have you had many of the other Masters collections?
I have
from
not.
them?
No.
So there's quite a bit that they have, and I've tried several throughout the years. And I think my favorite one was the chocolate malted.
Okay.
I remember that one. That was good.
Yeah. Oh man, you still got to try the West Fork stuff, unless you.
Yeah, no, I haven't yet.
Okay.
No.
We got time.
Yeah, they had a chocolate malted that was actually a little bit stronger than the Woodford one, but it was more apparent. The Woodford one was much more subtle. It was chocolate and cocoa on the finish, not the palate or the nose. You had to get in like two or three samples before you like really felt it. But that was one of my favorites.
I do like chocolate malt in
I
whiskey.
do, man. I really do.
Some of them are overdone a little bit, and even when they're overdone, it's just more chocolate. I mean, it doesn't really affect it that much. Some of them are so chocolate bombs, but you get the ones with subtle, and that just a little bit of cocoa in there, especially with a cigar, really works well.
Well, and I think it's got to be that dark chocolate. As soon as you start getting to that milk chocolate or the white chocolate, then
you're right.
Then it gets a little bit. It just overpowers everything else. And to me, it kind of screws up the mouthfeel, right?
Yeah.
Because when you get a nice level of viscosity, that mouthfeel can be really, really good. As soon as you add some of that kind of creamy chocolate, the milk and white chocolate, then it can become a little too much.
Yeah. So just thought of something we should be doing on the show. And this is actually for all of you that listen on the show, or you watch, especially if you're watching YouTube because you're sitting down and you're not driving. Hopefully.
No standing and driving.
We say certain things occasionally on the show that we repeat ourselves a lot, like what was the one that Lisa always gets on me about? It's
she's about ready to walk in, so
yeah.
She has to repeat it.
Yep.
Hey Lisa, what's the thing that I say all the time you make fun of me for?
On the podcast?
On the podcast, I repeat myself a lot. The problem is so things like that. The problem is, when Scotty's over here talking about mouthfeel, Mike, what's your thing?
Talk about mouthfeel.
What's my thing? Probably
No, there's a couple things. We all say things.
I'm sure I do. I'm sure I have some sort of tics that I probably repeat. What's my repetitiveness on there?
Oh, we'll find it.
So the thing is,
that's it.
That's
That's it.
it.
that's one of them.
That's it,
That's one
yes.
of them. And it's all I got to do this for like this is just so the thing is like
So-
here it is.
So my thought is, if you guys are out there watching on YouTube, get a bottle, sit down, pour you a drink, and then every time we say something, you take a drink.
Yeah. Every
And you
time I
guys
talk
can
about
call it
how
out
I
on the
feel,
show,
Yeah,
call it out on
drinking
the
games.
show, and
the thing is,
you can do.
here's the problem.
Yeah, you can do your little count on there on the YouTube channel and just tell us how many times we said certain things.
So there I was.
So there I was.
You know, I actually am starting to get a little bit concerned about today's show because I feel like we're all kind of feeling pretty good today. It's just the three of us. We don't have a whole like
this.
big bunch of notes and
No, we
things to
don't.
talk about.
We're freestyling
And
today.
we've got a lot of bourbon in front of us.
we got a lot to catch up on.
So if you're tuning in, we're 17 minutes in. This could turn into a shit show.
It could.
It could.
I mean,
you never know.
Stick around.
Stick around and find out.
It is Derby Day. I mean,
It is
there's
Derby
gonna be a
Day.
lot of shit.
That's right. We'll be doing some drinking for sure.
We brought a bushel of mint so Jen can have her
Mint julep.
Or mint julep.
There
So-
you
I'm so
go.
glad you brought it because
Yeah.
Lisa has not been able to find any.
Oh no, she brought like a bush of mint.
Good.
A bush.
Good.
Yeah,
A bush. A mint bush.
A mint bush.
Good.
It's a minty bush.
We will buy it from her.
Is that when you get your face in the mint bush and then your breath is fresh all day?
The word of the day today is mint bush.
Okay, Jumpy.
I'm feeling good. I'm excited
I
to be here.
was say I'm pumped too, man. I've been
I'm
looking forward to
excited.
being
So-
here and hanging out.
So I'll go ahead and start. Let's get going here.
Get in there, Rob. What's in our notes?
So one thing that I thought was
Talk about some
absolutely
serious shit.
hilarious. Well, this
Not
is
that
not
serious?
serious. No. I got two notes I added on here. One, so if you do watch on YouTube, last week we did the West Fork episode,
We did.
and then the suggested video after our video
Oh
that
God,
day
I haven't looked at analytics.
was
man.
the sticky. Let's see, the sticky sweethearts. I glued my balls to my butthole.
Oh, that
again.
I glued my balls to my butthole.
So go to the West Fork.
Again.
Yeah, go to the West Fork video on YouTube. Scroll down.
Now I don't know if it'll be that well all the time, but that was just that day's recommendation.
I hope
Man.
I will pin it there.
I'm like, oh,
That's
that was
fantastic.
too funny.
Do we even know what that is? Is it a song? Like a
I
music
really
video?
don't wanna
Or-
know.
I did not click
You did
on
not
it.
click on it.
I did not
no.
click on it.
I
no.
didn't notice it at first. Jen's like over my shoulder and she saw it and she was like, "What the fuck was that?" She was like, "No, scroll back up. I glued my balls in my butthole
Again.
again."
Like,
Like, how
think
did you
after
do it the
did that-
first time?
Yeah, I mean, one time is
Had
bad
to have been
enough.
wax. You had to have been waxing or something.
It had to
and
be
then
something like that.
You
I was
forgot
trying
and
to make
accidentally
room for
put
our
super
ashtray.
glue
No,
there.
you're good, man. You're
Oh,
Oh, and then the other thing I saw that came through, I can't remember what news site it came through, but Major League Pickleball has its own bourbon now,
oh, okay.
and Blue Note is actually sponsoring
Wow.
Major League Pickleball.
So it's actually going to be good.
I'm just thinking, do you drink a lot of bourbon out there on the pickleball courts? Because I mean, it's hotter than hell on a
I'll say
court.
it seems like you do that after.
Seems more like a cocktail event,
That's for
I
sure.
mean,
yeah.
I'm
like
thinking.
up in Fishers.
I mean,
and-
Chris and Will and Becky play a lot of pickleball. I mean, I could see them drinking some bourbon on the court.
just give Chris a martini. He'll play pickleball with a martini.
With
dirty
his
as
pinky
hell.
out.
Dirty
Yeah.
as hell.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Yeah,
Won't
I
eat
thought
the
that was
olives.
kind of funny though. So
That's interesting.
it is interesting, and
I
that
do
tells
like
you the
that.
level of what pickleball has done in this country now.
It's nuts, man. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere and professional down to every community around has pickleball courts now.
I honestly feel like somebody just said, like, man, tennis is so fucking hard. Why don't we just like shrink
Yeah.
everything down so we can kind of just like stand there for the most part?
Let's
I'll
get a
tell you, man,
square, smaller
I've
paddle
played
and not
both,
move.
and I love tennis. I played pickleball. If you're doing singles in pickleball, you're running just as much.
Oh, I believe that,
The
but
hell
I don't
I
know
am.
that I've seen all that much singles pickleball. It
No,
seems like it's
I'm just
couples
gonna
out
doubles
lose
there.
are
quicker.
fun. Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
lose quicker.
Right,
I'm
right.
not moving.
I'm not going to go anywhere. No, I mean,
You-
come on, look at me. I'm not moving anywhere.
You know, we used to watch when we were kids. When I was a kid, when we lived in Vermont, my dad used to take us to High Lie. You know what High Lie is? They strap like this big it's on your arm, and they strap this big I don't know, maybe it's made out of bamboo or something, but it's like a chute, and it's just like this.
Oh,
extension.
yeah. I do know what you're talking
and it's
about.
big straps, and they use this. It's like wall ball or
Oh, it's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
got
like
the
the
big,
racket ball.
The big curved
Yeah,
kinda-
curve, and it's got a
yeah.
wiffle
Yep.
ball.
Yeah,
It always
something
makes
like
me
that.
think-
It's hard, but
Dude, it makes
yeah.
me think of like 1980s
Super cool.
Tron.
Yeah,
You know, like
super
watching that
I know what
movie
you're
and
talking
they
about,
did it. Yeah.
My dad used to take us to some arena that was in the town we lived in Vermont, and that was like the coolest thing ever when we were
So I
kids.
didn't even
Like,
know that was a sport. I just always remember
yeah.
the ones you can buy, go to the beach, and you hold on to them. It's got the
Yeah,
curve of the ball.
yeah,
you
yeah.
flip them back
Yep,
and
the
forth to
kitty
each
one.
other.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah,
interesting.
no, this was like a legit like tournament time.
No,
Like,
I know
cool.
it's a thing.
Super
It's
cool.
like a weird thing.
That
Like,
was-
there's
that
some
looks
movement in
fun.
that one. Yeah, it's like
What?
racquetball, but with a shoot.
And the funny thing about it is, it looks like it'd be really hard to catch them. It's not.
No,
When that ball hits, it just curves right back
Yeah.
in there and sticks, and you're like,
No,
"Oh, that's actually
it's-
easier than I thought."
it's the release without hitting your
like
partner
a-
in the face.
yes, yes,
It's like a guide to get the ball in the cup.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
It's a ball on a string
That's
that's attached to a cup.
Attached to a cup.
Wait,
A ball in a cup.
Ball in a cup.
Ball in a cup. Ball in a cup.
That's a Family Guy reference, right?
Oh, is
Please,
it? I didn't know
sure.
what that was
Don't
from.
cancel
So
me. Yes, that is Family Guy.
Okay.
Yep, I thought
All
so.
right.
It's so easy. It's like catching a ball in a cup.
Right.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have.
you
an
ever tried to do
infomercial.
that? That shit is hard.
it's not that
All right,
easy.
that string with the ball in the cup, that thing's bullshit.
How did we get
That,
up?
that
towards?
makes
What
me
the
think
fuck?
of like Blazing Saddles, right? The paddle with the ball and the
Oh my
string. It's
God.
like
Oh no.
it's like mine's broken.
Stay tuned
right?
for movie night at the lounge.
Yeah,
We'll be
absolutely.
airing Blazing Saddles
I
silently.
don't think we
So,
will be.
That's a classic. Come on, it's a
Silently.
classic.
No, we're gonna do the cut version. It's gonna be like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
right. He said the sheriff is a
Hey,
near.
sheriff, that's it.
We
That's
would-
it. It's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
That's great. Well, we are 5 minutes to the next race. I won
All right.
$5 on the first one.
I would. Well, and the sad thing is,
Noon.
it's
It
only
comes on at noon.
11:30 our time here.
Yeah,
When we're recording, and the racing on TV doesn't start till
starts at noon.
noon. So right now it'll be right here. Other than that, we'll be staring at the TV doing
Yeah.
commentary when it comes up. So,
Of
Starts
course.
at noon.
Of course.
So yeah,
dude,
Derby.
you were watching the races yesterday.
Yeah,
Some of those early races were some big upsets.
yeah.
I mean, I was watching the one, and that 20-1 horse came out of nowhere and just blew past everybody.
Yeah, there was quite a few good ones yesterday.
It was a lot of fun yesterday.
Yeah,
That's Rob always looking for the value bet, buddy.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We always.
And then the
throw
next
some
race I
money
bet
them.
on that. I didn't really bet. I was just saying I want him to win. 27-1 odd into Champagne.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got blown away.
dude. I had a box on that one. None of them were in the top 3.
Really?
None of them. And
Oh.
2 of them were the favorites.
Speaking of which,
I was gonna say big
Yes.
announcement here.
Yeah.
Let's phrase this up right, okay?
Okay,
Because
okay.
You, if it was you announcing something, you'd just
Go
be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this thing's happening,"
yeah, this is great.
and all the rest of us would be like, "What the fuck, dude?
All right,
Seriously?"
Scott, go ahead. You do it.
All right, so
This is what happens when I
huge-
don't see you for 4 days.
Right, the huge announcement here. Okay, the final third will be doing a little private event over at the casino, but as part of that, there's a big special thing going on. Rob, tell us all about the special thing going on at the horse track in Anderson coming up Friday.
So if you go to the horse track and you're there, get there early. Get there around 7 or so. Somewhere probably after the event, maybe between 7:30 and 8, somewhere in that range. There's going to be a race. It's the final third cigar and whiskey lounge race.
Woo woo. There you go.
So I'm going to put $1 on every
The
horse
first-
in that race because I'm
There
going to
you
win.
go.
First annual.
The first annual, yes. Which you can't say the first annual until the first one's done.
Yeah, I mean,
Now it's
no,
the
we actually
first
have to make sure
ever.
that there's a second
debate.
Yeah.
annual,
Yeah,
right?
now there has
That's-
to be.
You can call it the first annual
Well, the
because it's the
second-
first one, and you're saying it's going to be annual, but it isn't actually annual until you get to the second.
But isn't
one,
the
right?
second one really the first annual because you've already done it once?
Oh, don't get you started. Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the final third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge race.
And then the other thing is he's going to take me out on the track when we get the winner, and we'll get a picture taken with a winning horse.
So
too.
is this
Is it
part
a-
of the May 10th event?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is this a claims stakes? Like what's
Mm.
no
I don't know.
idea.
I don't know.
No
It's a
idea.
horse race,
I don't know.
Scott. Jesus.
It's donkeys.
Well,
They're doing donkeys.
donkeys.
and I think the only
donkey riding, hey
the only
ho,
races
away
they
we
do
go.
over there are the carts.
They're all carts, but yeah,
So
they
I don't-
still have like claim races.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Final Third Cigar is Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. Come to Final Third for a selection of over 20 different Aladino cigars, including the Cameroon, a wonderful cigar with nice light flavors. Make sure and visit Final Third, the Aladino exclusive cigar lounge for Indiana.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that got gold medals.
There was a
double
lot.
golds, golds. There was a lot.
We got some local guys.
But a
getting
couple,
one.
you know, West Fork ended up with the one of their Hugh Hamers, the double oaked.
Yeah.
was Double Gold.
And that's their sourced
And
product,
that was,
right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
their
sourced.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
So I don't remember the specs on that one, but we did try that one last week. I think it was a 5 to 6 year.
I think it was.
MGP.
I think it was between 5 and 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super good. Go check them out. Watch the last episode was at West Fork with Blake Jones.
Well, and if you do want to try that whiskey, I guarantee with them winning gold on that, it's going to be all over their bar.
Yeah.
So go to their place. Their food's amazing. They
And
have
Elite
great
has a lot of
restaurant.
picks.
And Elite does too. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So Elite and New Pal had some. I know they had some up here. Seemed like most of the Elites and Big Reds had a lot of West Fork picks.
Okay.
So, and they had the Vroom batch that we tried with Logan a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
for like $30.
Wow.
And that stuff was fantastic.
And that's the thing. It's a really especially the old Hammer line. Hugh Hammer's a little bit higher maybe, but the old
It's
the old
56
Hammer,
to 70, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, it's a great. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, MGP's good, and this is just going to be aged a little bit longer, probably finished in something, whatever else. But for $30 to get a good bourbon you can drink on, sip on, an everyday drinker, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
not a bad
Yeah.
option at all.
No brainer. So the other one that like really stuck out to me last week was New Riff, because I think they walked away with like 7 or 8.
Good for them. Good
Yeah,
for
it's
them.
great. So
And that's your baby right there.
man,
Yeah,
I love
you guys
yeah,
love the New Riff.
I think that's probably my one brand other like outside of the big 6 that I gravitate towards. So like that's my, Whiskey Acres or like that's
Gotcha.
New Riff is my thing.
Okay.
So bottled and bond, these are single gold. Bottled and bond bourbon, bottled and bond rye, 8-year-old bourbon, which they just released. The single barrel rye, Balboa rye, which I have like 7 bottles of, and I forgot to bring one today because Jen loves mint juleps with rye. And then these sour mash single malt,
Okay.
which I did bring that one. So
Oh, cool.
we can try this one. I know I gave you a sample this the other day.
Oh, that was the one.
but
tried.
you were
Oh,
not here,
I will.
so you can
definitely
try this.
try
and we're
that.
drinking this again because it was really good.
That was very
So
good.
it was a little pricier than what it was released at the distillery at $69. I got it at Elite for $89.
Yeah.
But I mean,
89 is pretty high for
I've
New Riff.
never
They don't
seen it.
usually put
Yeah.
stuff out at that.
I've
high
seen
price
some of
point.
their picks at 95 to 100. Some of their single barrel cask.
And that one was a single malt, right?
This
Do I
is a
remember?
single malt sour mash.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Which is something new
113.8
is that
proof.
new for them? Do they do that a lot or
I'd never seen it before.
okay?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So I mean, maybe it was maybe the reason why it's a little bit higher.
Yeah. So the
Special.
double gold that they received was the 6-year malted rye. It's been a long time since I've had that one, but I'd buy all of it every time I see it. And I say that like I don't go to liquor stores anymore. I just don't bring things home anymore.
Yeah.
I'm out of room. But Total Wine usually has that one for like 59, 60 maybe, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And it's pretty good. I think Brandon Whistler was the one that gave me the first taste of that one. So shout out Brandon. And that was almost 2 years ago when like we first met. So thanks for turning me on to that specific New Riff because that was delicious. So there was quite a bit that came out last week. And then to go along with that, new label approvals. It's been a week or so now, but Old Granddad had a 16-year-old product on there.
Yeah.
So that
That's
was pretty
interesting.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
What's
100
the
proof
oldest
high
they've
rye.
had before that? Was it 10 or 12?
I think it's 10.
10? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just 10.
Because the regular release stuff's 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Which
that's kind of crazy to double that up.
Yeah, 20. So I'm curious what the price point on a 16-year-old 100 proof high rye.
I'm also curious to see how
If it's going to
oaky
be
it
like,
is
well,
at
that's true,
16
yeah,
years.
16
so
years for them.
we'll have to find a bottle.
I'm sure we'll get one sometime. So, and then of course, new tater juice, Weller Millennium.
Oh God.
There's not a whole lot of
Seriously?
info. It's 99 proof. I screenshotted that one because it's a blend. 2000, 2003, 2005, and 2006. It's 3%, 50%, 40%, and 7%.
I don't know that I've ever made my thoughts on Weller really clear here. This is my own personal thoughts.
Is it like how you feel about the Penguins?
It's yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's what they use instead of
that.
Gatorade.
Yeah, and look, it's not that it's bad whiskey or anything, okay? Because I know people out there love it. I'm not a weeder guy, first of all. So you say, oh, it's a blend, and I'm like, well, if you blend 4 different types of shit together, it's still shit. That's kind of how I feel.
Is that how manure's made? You just blend all your shit?
Right. Great for growing plants. Not so good to drink or eat, right?
So I wonder if you could water your crops with Weller and grow better grains. It's what
Interesting.
plants crave.
It's Weller Special Reserve.
It's what
Go
plants crave.
take your trip over to Ohio and buy all the half gallons you want
Yeah.
for $28 or whatever
Yeah.
they are.
It does not have electrolytes. So
No,
do not water your
no.
plants with Weller.
Yeah.
Now
Yes.
we say this all the time. This is our opinion.
Right,
You may
correct.
absolutely love it, and,
And
if you
yes.
do, if you love Special Reserve, then
That's
you'll
great.
More power to
then
you.
you can get
I mean,
Special
you're
Reserve
drinking
a lot
cheap.
of places, and it's cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
Still,
for you.
still under 40 usually.
Still not my problem with that is, and that's the same problem that Scott has. And I'm sure same with you too. My favorite well is William LaRue.
Right.
know.
Yeah. If I'm going to drink a Weller,
And
it
it's
better start
freaking
with William
delicious.
LaRue.
And it's only so often that we can kill Will's bottle.
Exactly. He only lets us
Yeah.
drink
Yeah.
one every so often, doesn't he?
I know.
Damn it, Will.
What was the last one? That was at Isaiah's bachelor party.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man, I love the gif you put out there on the text group after that. It said potato's gonna potate.
Potato's gonna potate. I didn't
That
even
was
have to
good.
like look very hard for that.
That was
I just
great.
typed in potato, and like that was in like the top 10. I was just fucking perfect.
Wow.
I was like, I love this shit.
Man.
This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
I mean that's pretty much all the bourbon news. I mean, you know, good for West Fork, good for New Riff. There's plenty of
Yeah.
other ones. Like I follow a page, Coming Whiskey on Instagram.
Yeah.
That dude, you know, 30,000 followers or whatever, but all he does is like scour the listings, and he's the one that posts all the labels. So
Oh, that's
like
cool.
if you ever need to find some stuff, hit up, you know,
Wondering
Coming
what's
Whiskey.
coming out.
Yeah, follow his page. I'm sure he doesn't need any more publicity, but here it is because, you know, it's good information. He travels a distillery still, and he posts new label releases. Like it's, you know, I tried to find some of that stuff. It's not like super easy to find.
Yeah.
You can find it, but it takes some time to dig through that stuff. So like he's doing a good job finding this stuff.
I
Yeah.
mean, probably the best you're going to find for bourbon news right now is going to be labels because we're kind of getting into
Yeah.
the slow season, right?
Because at Breaking Bourbon, on his like blog site, he does it throughout the year, but like also at the beginning of the year, all the anticipated releases through the months of whatever. So like we're on 2024.
Yeah.
So like all the stuff you can see that's anticipated.
But most of that's going to be
Yeah.
in the
But not
fall,
specific
right?
dates.
Is when you get a lot of
Yeah,
a lot of the
typically.
releases. So
Did you see the link that Will sent us to the Heaven Hill Bardstown buyout?
No.
I have to click through that link. I did not have time to read the full link.
we should definitely talk about something that we have no idea what it actually was.
Let's
That
do
would
it.
be great.
That's
That's great
awesome.
content. Here,
Yeah.
try this drink. It tastes like shit. That's gonna be our new one.
Huh.
I think our barrel.
I'll see it.
That's another phrase too. What was it? Bad mash can't be fixed in the barrel. That's
There
a
you
new,
go.
That's a
I do
drinking
Yeah, you
like
phrase.
threw that at me, and I'm like, which one? Because we
What
say
are
a
you
lot
talking
of
about?
shit.
That was a good one, but Will caught you. Will brought
He
you
got
back
the
into
one
it.
that we
Yeah.
were thinking of. Okay, good.
I liked
good.
yours. You weren't wrong.
Oh, I know I'm not
Yeah.
wrong.
Drink what you like.
I mean,
we were just talking about
ask
that.
Lisa,
Weller.
I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
Drink what you like, smoke what
It's
you like.
okay to be wrong, Rob.
Yep.
Ask Lisa, I'm never wrong.
It's never wrong.
So you
course,
said Heaven Hill
Yeah.
offers buyouts at Bardstown bottling plant amid softness in bourbon demand.
I don't see that.
I don't see that either.
Softness in
Yeah.
bourbon demand.
That's starting to come around.
Now,
well, it's the
the
same.
Fox affiliate in Louisville wrote this, so take it with a grain of
Exactly.
salt.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
And that's the thing. I think
Oh, sorry, Jack Daniels, like regular black label went down by 1%, so there's
Okay.
softness in demand. Is that
Okay,
what
so
they're
I'll
saying?
read this first paragraph because I think this says all of it. It just says Heaven Hill Brands, the family-owned bourbon giant, is offering retirement buyouts to long-tenured employees and letting open jobs go as it aims to reduce the workforce at its Bardstown, Kentucky plant, where bottles of Evan Williams, Elijah Craig, and other bourbons are going.
are they just gonna like give them
So
a
they're
barrel and
just-
tell them to retire?
So what I heard is they're right sizing their workforce.
Yeah.
Exactly, and they're letting
doesn't
people
mean anything.
retire because they're honoring their employees to be able.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys.
The longest
and
tenured ones.
This is the
That seems
same.
weird.
This is the same thing that's been happening in the tobacco world. You got certain people out there, which I won't name names, that are saying
That when you do that, that's normally when you under your breath name names.
I almost did,
Right.
but you know they're out there. They're talking about trying to predict what's happening next, and they're predicting.
Like the
there's
cigars.
there's a downside. There's a downturn in cigars right now. I was like, no,
Yeah.
there's not.
yeah, we've talked about that a few times.
Yeah, all the people that started smoking a lot of cigars during COVID, when they went back to work, you know what? They're still smoking cigars at night and on the weekends, and they're still doing it. It's not going away. Same way with bourbon. I think the same thing. All the people that got into bourbon, they may not be going out and going nuts over buying every release of every bottle. Look at Starlight.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone doesn't go down there and line up like they used to. but people are still buying bourbon and drinking
Yeah.
bourbon all the time. It's like they're not going away, guys. It's ridiculous.
To be
saying
honest,
that.
I kind of hope that there's a softening in the bourbon market. It'd be nice if you could just be able to hear about a great bottle and go out and get it,
Yeah.
instead of hearing about a great bottle that everybody else heard about at the same time and a bunch of guys go out and buy it. And you're
But
like,
see, this is the type of stuff that happens is people say, "Oh, it's softening of the market," and then everyone goes on and says, "Oh, that means tequila is going to be next big thing. Go, go, go!" It's like,
Yeah.
it's not going away.
But that's where I think,
Nah.
so like Logan Everett, shout out Logan.
Logan,
shout out.
That's why I think his channel's still relatively new, but I think he's going to surpass us before we get to the milestones that I want to hit, just because of what he does. You know, it is shorter form content, but it's also very informative on a lot of brands that the normal public doesn't know.
Right.
And even some of them are more expensive bottles that, you know, he's giving you a fresh perspective on.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he's doing a good job doing what he's doing, sampling these bottles and doing some blinds.
So yeah,
It's pretty good. I really like what he's doing. So go
See, I was
follow him.
thinking
Bearded
something
Bourbon.
that Alan had told us last year when we talked to him. He was talking a little bit about, you know, the possible downturn a little bit. And what he was saying really makes sense. He said, what's going to happen, he feels, is the small local distilleries are going to still crush it because they have all the local support and everyone's still going to go to them. The big dogs are going to continue to crush it. It's going to be those middle tier companies that might not, they're going to either be sold out to the big companies or they're going to kind of get lost in the fray.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
we
just
saw that
means you're
happen in
able to-
beer. I mean,
exactly.
it
Or a
absolutely-
bunch of buyouts.
You can still go out and find all your local breweries, and there's still local breweries that are opening up, and people support them because, you know, it's local. It's like your own unique thing in
Yeah.
your
Right.
little town.
Yeah, right.
And then you got the companies like Founders that grew big enough, and someone said, "Let's buy them because they're big," and
Yep.
they bought them out, and now they're part
Yeah.
of a big conglomerate. And, it's
And
like,
then the ones in between that, you know, tried to do some pretty wide scale distribution. You know, you don't see Anchorage Brewing everywhere like
Right.
you used to.
Yeah.
Some of those middle ones that kind of got lost in the fray.
Or I think
Yeah.
you end up seeing, you know, some smaller like craft distilleries end up being bought out. You know,
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast yet, but I know offline we've talked about Brothers of the Leaf.
Yeah.
This guy in Versailles, Kentucky.
yeah,
He sold to Saga Spirits.
which is
Pretty,
odd, 'cause
pretty
he's-
fresh brand, right? Like
and it's all sourced.
it is. Yeah, and the whole purpose of
So
his
what was there
brand
to sell?
Well, the whole
Vanilla
purpose of
tasting.
his brand was to, you know, find finishes within the MGP that pairs perfectly with a cigar. It's the whole thing. So I have some samples on the way, thanks to Jack.
I've got a bottle back there. We can. always
Oh
grab
yeah, that's
too.
right. I know you had one too.
Got the rye.
And so when the Hendersons sold Angel's Envy, they started the new Saga Spirits. I don't even know if that's public yet or not. Like, but Brothers of the Leaf was acquired by Saga Spirits. So,
Okay.
the
Okay. Well, good for
owner
them.
of Brothers of the Leaf, Brian, is going to stay on as like the national sales rep or brand rep, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
And he's just going to be the face,
Yeah.
which is cool. Like that's his brand that he sold that, you know, in its infancy.
Well-
There's not a lot of other brands that can say that happened, but
And
you
I
know,
actually I first heard of them on Alan's podcast, his Distillers Talk, Alan Bishop. He actually interviewed Brian. They were talking about Brothers.
Okay.
That's where I first heard about, and that's when Alan texted me and said, "You need to get a bottle of this and try it." I've got it back here, so you guys have to try it.
yeah,
So you
We'll save
mentioned
our opinions.
some shorter content. Like-
yeah.
And probably now's a good time to announce
Absolutely.
that Final Third Podcast, we're going to start doing a new little segment here. We're going to try and put some things out there on our YouTube channel. You know, we've always kind of done this once a week thing.
Yeah.
That's been our target,
Yep.
you know, roughly 2-hour show. And, you know, we thought, hey, it'd be great if we could give some people some insight on
Absolutely,
some things
yeah.
or even just, you know, have some stupidity stuff that we do
Yeah.
and put little parts and pieces together. So we're going to be putting out some Final Third Podcast quick hits.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for those. There'll just be maybe some various tastings and pairings that we'll just give a few minutes on a quick review, talk about it. It could be, you know, somebody traveling somewhere and
Yeah, for sure.
whatever they're doing.
I thought
Yeah.
about it. I think what I might do is, so YouTube has a podcast section now.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you can still use the video there, but it's like where all the podcasts, like news channels go. So I might end up moving all the, like the long form podcasts
Yeah.
over to that. And then
Perfect.
posting all the short form
Which really,
videos
if
to
you
the
just
feed.
if you just subscribe to the YouTube channel, which
Yeah.
you know we'd love if you do that, then you'll be notified of whenever we've got new stuff up there. But
Now, I know
hopefully-
what people are asking right now. Will that still be available on Apple, Google, and all
Yes.
that?
100%.
And it will be.
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
yeah,
It just
the
is a one-stop
podcast
shop.
absolutely will be.
One-stop shop.
Yeah, it's just an easy place to post everything, and it goes everywhere. So
And the nice thing about the quick hits, which tell me if I'm saying this wrong, we could also, they're going to be shorter enough to where we can actually still show them as reels.
Yeah.
You know, so they
Could
can still
be,
pop
yeah,
out.
could be a
Possibly.
7-8 minutes.
Depends on how long they
reels
are.
are usually a
Depends.
minute.
Okay, so
Anything
they're not-
over a minute.
So these will be longer. So these
Yeah.
definitely are
Yeah,
going to
this
be
is
YouTube.
this is
Yeah.
really YouTube content,
Yeah, let's
right?
do
I
that.
mean, look, not everybody. We understand it's sometimes tough to sit down and listen to a 2-hour podcast, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're all about sharing the knowledge out there and trying to give all of our listeners and viewers some insight into what's coming out, what tastes good, right, and what works well together. And we're in here smoking and drinking all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
All
Yep,
the time.
yep.
Except for
Every
me for
once
the
in a
last
while.
4
I
freaking
don't
days.
I don't think you understand how much I drink, right?
That's another phrase.
I know.
That
There
is
you
it.
go.
I actually did turn that into a soundbite. I just haven't had a chance.
That's
to
Ah,
the
do it.
best.
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it was
Good.
a perfect little like 2 seconds, and it's just I don't think you understand how much I drink. It's got to go in there.
Oh, that's
Well,
great.
that had to be the one with Mark because it was.
It was.
It was.
perfect.
Yes,
yeah,
it was.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the beginning of that one.
Yes,
because that was
yes.
literally the perfect like intro to that.
Mark, stop pouring stingy, bro. Come on,
Oh, my lighter came back too.
pass the Dutchie.
Oh.
Yeah. So my lighter
Oh
came
yeah,
back from
hey,
repairs.
there you go.
It is actually my lighter. It is 100%.
Why did you put a mark on it? Some
No,
sort of
well, I mean it's
identifier?
like beat up and it's not clean.
Oh,
They just
It's
repaired
dirty.
it.
So they repaired what was wrong and then sent it back.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing.
It only took Mike a year to figure out how to not kill himself with that lighter. So
Yeah,
it's
no
great.
shit. Yeah, I burnt the shit out of my hand. last
I'm
week
amazed that you actually still have a
Wills.
beard with that thing, man.
It only seems to be a problem with my palms. So what I did at West Fork, I forgot all of my shit, and I was using Will's, and he's got that. What's the one that came with the Drew Estate box?
Oh, the
Are you
freestyle
saying it's
one?
burning?
Freestyle.
Are you saying it's burning the hair on your palms?
Yeah, my palms are
There's a way
sweaty.
to there's a
They're
way to stop
slick.
that, buddy.
They're slick.
So I'm sharing with Will, right? And I this was towards the end of the day. We had a few drinks, at least a few. And I picked it up backwards and I lit it backwards while I'm holding it again like this. And I burnt the ever-loving shit out of my hand
Yeah.
with a different lighter. So it's not just mine.
It's just you.
It's me.
Gotcha.
It's a me problem, not a lighter problem. So, but
right.
anyways, the funny thing was I got this in the mail. It shipped back to me. Took like 2 weeks. Wasn't super long, but I got it back in the mail. And in the box was a little note that said, "Thank you for your, patronage. We request that you pay us $12 now that we've repaired your lighter."
Okay.
I'm like, but you
already
fixed it
did
already.
it.
Like, you did it. So like, how many people do not pay that? So the catch is, if you don't pay that, your
Done.
warranty is voided.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
So like,
So why would you not pay it?
It's just a QR code. So I paid it. Right. Like
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that guy.
Right.
Like
Right.
I like it because I broke my lighter. I sent it to him. $4 to send it there. $12 to overnight it back. That's $16 to fix a $100 lighter. I'm
that's a
cool.
pretty good
With a
deal.
lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's
if you have to do it once a year, it's $16
Yeah.
a year.
So I have to imagine that they probably make enough off the sales of the lighter themselves.
Oh,
that
it was
if
a
they-
30-cent lighter
if
from
they-
China. Yeah.
if they don't get that $12,
selling for $100.
like it's not the end of the world. It was
Yeah.
just kind of funny. Like, here's your lighter. We already fixed it. Please,
Dude,
send
I'll
money.
tell you, I have people all the time bringing in lighters that aren't working because they stopped working. Some of it's just a matter of cleaning it,
Mhm.
bleeding it, stuff like that. Most people just, when it stops working, they just throw it in their drawer or they throw it away. So they're probably 90% of the lighters they sell that don't work, they just get thrown away.
Well, so
No
I
one cares.
I sent that back, and I went from 0 lighters to like 6
Nice.
because I ended up with the rattle can.
That's
So
perfect to carry in your pocket, too.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The rattle can. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it in my tool belt.
Exactly.
Make
the
sure you're
tool
wearing
man
your
Taylor over here.
sweatpants, right?
Oh, by the way,
Gray
we're
sweatpants. season comes
jumping
around.
into the 450 North bourbon now just to try and see how it is.
All right, so what's this say, Rob? What do you know about this?
Uh,
6 year. We already kind of talked about it.
6 year.
Sourced, 103 proof.
Yeah.
We don't know the mash, but
I like
No,
the aroma.
MGP.
I mean,
It's
it's got a nice nose on it.
That's a stiff little cork there.
It is a stiff cork.
It's synthetic.
Yeah. But
Just
no,
get it in the hole.
It's in there.
I'm about 95% sure it's just all MGP at this point. I don't think 450's been doing this long. They do have a pot still down there. They're doing all their distilling. They're doing vodka, gin, all that stuff.
It's
So I'm
aged in
assuming their stuff's
darkness.
aging. Aged in darkness. You know, the inside of the barrel is a little dark.
Is that like Copper and King's aging with sound?
I wonder if this is a blend of their stuff
You
and
can read and see
MGP.
read and see what it looks like, because
So
it
there's
says
not a whole lot on
produced.
there.
I think this one says produced,
Well, it says distilled in Indiana.
right, and then produced and whatever by
And where's
450.
450 based out of?
Columbus,
Columbus,
Indiana.
Columbus, Indiana.
Yeah. Which 450 North, most people around here know 450 North for their beer.
They've
They're-
got some wild
They've
beers.
got some wild beers. They do a lot of those like milkshake IPAs and stuff like that. They are and the big heavy pastry stouts. They do a lot of that. That's where they got their following.
Does
They do make some good beer.
And it has an age statement on it?
Yeah,
six
6
years.
It
years.
does say 6 years?
Yeah. It may cause health problems.
Doesn't everything nowadays?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm not mad about this. This is actually
No, I'm
pretty
not mad
tasty.
either. It's actually got a nice grain note to it that
I mean,
I'm
obviously
liking.
we're 20 points lower than what we just drank, but this is actually smooth.
man.
This has got that bourbon kind of caramely thing, a little bit of almond
my
in there.
least like descriptor. Smooth.
Smooth.
Right.
It's smooth.
I do not
it's
like
smooth.
that. It's smooth.
Smooth.
Smooth. Yeah. That to me is like
That's actually really good.
it's a cop out.
I mean, it's a little bit
Smooth.
lower it's a little lower proof than what I'd like. I would love to see what this tasted like at 120.
But I've had plenty,
It's
and
not
I know
bad.
we have had plenty of like 100 to 110 recently that some of them drank much hotter
Yeah.
and were much spicier.
This one tastes 80 proof.
This one tastes about 80.
It does.
It
Yeah,
does.
this one seems very light.
But-
for
Yeah.
but I
what it
can't
is.
I feel like it might have I'm trying to distinguish between wheat and barley in this, right?
This one
Because
seems heavier barley on me.
I was gonna
that's
say
kind of
it's
what I
heavier
was
malted.
thinking. I
Yeah.
thought it was a little heavier on the malt. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it.
I like it too.
I'm
I
kinda-
think that's
I'm-
why it seems lighter. To me, like the malted barley, the heavier the malted barley goes, I think the lighter it tastes in proof.
Now
I would
okay,
agree with you on that.
we've all had a absolute crap ton of MGP
Oh,
source
yeah.
products.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
This does not remind me of very many MGPs.
Well, that's why I wondered if it was a blend of their stuff, but it says 6 years and they
It
haven't
does
been
say
distilling
distilled
for
in
6
Indiana.
years.
Yeah.
But
But they're in
that's
Indiana
where
too.
Lawrence,
But honestly, it's one of those things you got to read between the lines, because if it says distilled in Indiana, it's probably MGP. If it says distilled at 450 North, then you know it's theirs.
But I don't know
Yeah.
that I've had any MGP that had this much of a grain note to it.
or that maltiness.
Right.
I know, man. I'm same way.
the double oaked at Moondrops, just a little heavier on the oak
You
side.
know, you're right.
This seems lighter on the oak than the double
Mhm.
oak from
and being
Moondrops
6
because
years,
that
you're
was
getting more of the oak in
7
this, so-
year.
Yeah. Wow.
Because
That's
that was a
not bad at
7-year
all.
MGP. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
So I'm in tune with the MGP from a 6-year on that. It's just not double oaked.
Yeah, not aggressively
it.
not aggressively finished or anything. It's,
No,
Did
when
he
you-
say what was the price point of these? Did he say what these were?
They were both, let's see, $55 a piece.
Okay, that's crazy.
Well, it was $110, $111 for 2 bottles.
So is the green rye? Is that a rye?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
figured. Most of them are green for.
well, if the bourbon's
rye.
this good, then I'm going to be really curious about
I
the
am
rye.
too.
Man.
You know, I wasn't really holding out hope. Again, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to crap on a brand. I was just not holding out hope that it was going to be extra special. I would drink that.
Yeah, I would too.
I mean, honestly, when I'm out with that bottle, I might get another bottle. That's
it's
actually really
it's
good.
definitely wildly different than what I anticipated.
Yeah.
It is not overwhelming in any way. It has a certain note. I'm trying to put my.
This one.
I was trying to
the
yeah, I was
palate
trying to
has
figure it out
something
too.
weird.
Maybe it's the one I'm getting. It's that malty almond. It's got that almondy kind of
Maybe.
thing going.
Ah,
Not
yeah.
not marzipan, not candied almond, but more the almond with the malt kind of in there, like an almond flour kind of thing going.
But I will say, mouthfeel
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
is nice and soft.
It is.
It's a very soft water.
This is what I
Kinda
would call a really good daily sipper.
You don't
Yeah.
want it. You
You
don't
know,
want it
you're
to be
not-
hard in your mouth.
You're not drinking this to get hammered. You're gonna have a couple of pours. I mean, it's still 100 proof, 103 proof, but it does not feel that way. Just
Right.
it's nice and smooth. Although it could be one of those crushable ones where you're drinking way too much.
I
But
was gonna say, actually, this seems like it'd be a good campfire one,
you would, yeah.
right? Because you're sitting outside and you're just kind of, you don't mind, because it's late in the evening, you're just kind of keep pouring.
This
And
is
keep
also
pouring,
one of
keep
those
pouring.
bottles that I think would fit across an entire table of people.
Oh yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
That's such a good point, because it's not, Mike, to your point, it's not got anything that really like drives out and you go, oh, this is a cinnamon bomb, or oh, this is a
Right.
cherry bomb, or
Yeah.
whatever. No, it's just a.
Every time I've gone back to it, it's something different.
It's just got those nice traditional bourbon notes.
Do you get a little bit of almost spice after you take a puff on your cigar? Because
No,
I
I don't
feel
know.
like
Rob went the smart way and just poured like a half ounce in case he hated it.
yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah, we didn't do
I
that.
poured about an ounce.
I don't think you understand how much we drink. Cheers. Yeah, I could see a little bit of
Yeah.
like
And there's
spice.
well,
get a
with the
retro
cigar, it not like the pepper spice, but more of like an almost kind of rye type spice, but only with the cigar, not by itself. I don't think that it really seems to have much in the way of rye at all in the
No.
bourbon.
No, it seems like it's probably mostly corn and barley.
But when you when you get the cigar going,
Yeah.
then it almost like it just brings it out, which I like that. I always like when you get an interesting pairing.
I
know
still
you
get
guys
a little
still
bit
have
of
a lot
cocoa.
because you guys drink a lot.
Correct.
I went in and got the rye.
And
try
you,
it out.
and you did
Start
seem
us
to get a
off with
little bit
that
bigger pour there. So
So the rye is
Yeah, you gotta wait for us.
The rye is 96 proof. So it's a little bit
lighter.
lower proof. 6 years. Indiana rye whiskey. So distilled in Indiana, obviously it's probably MGP. Says finished and bottled by 450 North. So they may be finishing this in something, but they're not
Okay.
saying. Now it could just be finishing in a second oak barrel, which nothing wrong with that.
do you call that double oak? I mean, like everybody says double oak, and then I'm kind of like, well, what is that?
I mean,
What
honestly,
exactly are
yeah,
you saying?
that's
Are
double
you-
oak.
I
I mean,
mean-
you put it in because you could have different stages of oak
It's
in
a
a barrel.
finish.
Yeah,
double
different
oak
chars.
finish, so
I mean,
I would especially assume if you're going to do a double oak that you have a heavier char.
my big thing on that, you're right. You
Yeah.
do different different
Exactly.
levels
You
of
got
char.
your first
Yeah.
char, right? Might be like what do they say, like a number 3, number 4 char, something like that.
My only so I'll read the little thing, see what it says, because this obviously they like it because they put on every barrel or bottle. America's rural Midwest was born in the it's hard to read this in the chaos of friction between two forces. The day that tamed God, I can't hardly read this.
You want me to do that? You
Yeah, I can't
struggling?
hardly see it.
Okay.
There's a picture right behind the letters I can't see very well.
Man, I'm thinking I'm going to have to get readers at some point. It's terrible. I'm getting so
God
old.
damn it, you old
I
man.
know.
Do I need to read this fucking
No,
thing?
I got it. America's rural Midwest was born in the chaos of friction between two forces. The day
That's where I stopped too. Yeah.
tamed obedient by the mighty some must surrender to the inevitable routine of darkness within the black-fired, charred American oak barrels. Our rye whiskey matures with rich, distinctive character.
Okay.
That doesn't even sound like a fucking sentence to me.
It doesn't. I was hoping it might say something like, kind of fun, but yeah, it didn't.
No,
Come on,
it
for
just
450
says
North,
some
get
real-
better.
I mean, come on. The bourbon says aged in darkness. This one's like,
I mean-
we age.
Were you high when
Yeah.
you wrote this?
It not
You
work.
know what? They might have been
They
drunk
might
with
have
some
been.
heavy pastry
Well,
stouts.
And I feel like they're
Man.
trying to call out,
Chat
the
GP
devil
is
or
a
something
motherfucker.
because there's like a skull of a
You got
ram
to
on the back.
proofread your Chat GPT if you're putting that on your label.
right. Yeah, you should
Speaking
probably
of
double
Chat
check
GPT, man, GPT, whatever
GPT.
the hell it is, whatever it is. I pulled up.
generative
What's the
AI.
other- What's the other one? There's one out there that does it well, and I actually
Shit, I don't
downloaded
know.
it. I put in. I was just kind of seeing what it would do, and I actually put in presentation of cigars and whiskey, and it literally did an entire profile
Yeah.
of what I was going for. I read it. I'm like, holy crap! This actually is the way I would normally talk, and it's perfectly
The-
designed.
the
I'm like,
thing-
these guys have done some amazing shit.
I don't remember. There's quite a few that are out now. I use Chat GPT for some hashtags and like.
I'll tell you what it is. I've
there's-
got it right here.
Hey,
There's
by the
quite
way,
a
I did
few.
notice that the United States requested that the UK and China and Russia all refrain from using AI to control the release of their strategic nuclear weapons.
Thank
I was
God.
like,
Shout out to the government.
do we actually have to
Shout out
request
to-
that? I mean, is that something where we needed to make official government request?
Do you want to play a game?
Exactly. I mean, come on. We all saw War Games, right?
Oh my God.
I mean,
Such a great movie,
Damn.
but we're
man.
almost
oh,
there.
I watch it like twice a year. I love
I
that
love
movie.
that
It
movie.
scares the shit out of me, though.
It's pretty scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Where's my freaking?
And Ali Sheedy was hot back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even know where the fuck it is.
China.
Co-pilot. That's what it was called. Co-pilot.
China.
China.
So China, don't use AI to
You
control
go
this.
over to China.
Please,
Thank you.
please do not control this through the release of your strategic nuclear arsenal.
Please, dear
With
God.
AI.
Oh my God.
Thank you very much.
There was a movie in the 80s for this, guys. Don't
Yes.
do it.
Yes. Actually, there's a few, right? I mean,
Yes.
Terminator, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, but you can go back in time and change things. It's fine.
Right.
It works out
I
great.
forgot. Yeah, I guess we do have to have nuclear apocalypse to create time
Oh,
travel.
Man,
Well,
So
you guys
know.
need to hurry up and get that done. Get that in this ride. That
I think you need
knows.
a bigger
Okay,
pour of the rye
fine.
then. So they have a weeder too. I
They
I
did.
looked it up.
I'm glad they didn't bring that one because that was the only one I was worried about. But now after trying these two, I'm like, maybe we try the war.
I'm actually gonna
I think
rinse
as
here.
much as we say we're not weeders, we have had plenty
Of
this
good
year
weeder, yeah.
of really good weeders. Now, that's not to say that we would drink them every day, but
No.
they are ones that are more geared towards the crowd of the wheat that do not typically like the regular wheat, like Weller, right? So
Yeah,
you know,
this weeder or this
this is not this
rye.
is rye. Yeah, sorry, I got you derailed.
No,
I'm sorry.
this has a barely any rye spice at the end.
96
This
proof.
is super sweet.
Really?
Oh my God, this is tasty.
It is still aged in darkness. So
Oh, I like that
I,
nose.
I like darkness. Hello,
Okay.
darkness,
Hello, darkness.
my old friend.
All right.
What a
Oh.
great freaking song, man.
party foul.
Really?
I've come to talk to you
Lost the chord.
again.
Jen will come get it.
And I will
Thanks,
say
Jen.
the
Sorry.
Disturbed version of that song is the best.
Hey, Jen, you think you get me like a napkin or something
Sorry.
too? Or
I spilled my whiskey on Scott's
I
knee.
can't
Hey, I
lick
know
my
we-
own knee, so
No.
I can't get that off of there.
No, we need to get the ash bibs.
Oh, right. The cigar bibs.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
This spill would not have happened if we had cigar bibs.
Oh, I know.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, this has a note of absinthe on the nose.
How does it smell on your knee?
Absinthe.
I'm telling you. Oh, hey, it's 12:02
Shout out
1202.
1202.
Eastern.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Here.
Just that slight anise note
It's
in there.
just right there. It's a little bit. Thank you. Thanks, Jen.
Smells like anus.
Smells like anus.
Thank you to sponsor Deadwood Live. Derek with Deadwood Live is producing top quality live edge products as well as bourbon themed furniture. If you've been in the lounge, you've seen the custom live edge table and barrel stools produced by Derek. Be sure to give him a like and follow on Facebook at Deadwood Live. That's DED Wood Live.
Juice.
All right, so both of you struggled reading this. I'm going to read this and see if I can get it in one full swoop.
Good luck.
America's rural Midwest was born in the chaos of friction between two forces. The day tamed obedient by the mighty sun must surrender to the inevitable routine of darkness. Within the black-fired charred... Okay, that's a typo. Within the black-fired charred... Should be black-fired charred American oak barrels.
Uh-huh.
Our rye whiskey matures with rich, distinctive character. ChatGPT, you fucked this one up.
Okay, that one was. I mean, it sounded better when you read it,
dum.
but
It did, but black-fired charred...
Yeah.
It's black fire. I don't know. I'm not really good
said
at
that in
American.
your best
that
Star
was
Wars
that was
voice
pretty
there.
good. You know, it's right. I think that would be good with a Darth Vader kind of
Oh.
voice right there. Where's James Earl Jones when you need him?
Oh.
Right.
James Earl Jones.
I'm telling you, man.
Man,
An
their
American
stuff, their stuff is
icon.
good.
he is. Okay, hold on. I haven't even gotten into this one yet.
Your horse.
Oh, I got a bet on this
I
one.
don't even who's
Got a
playing.
minute to pose.
Who's running?
Who's playing?
Who's running?
Who's playing this horse race?
Who's starting this game?
1 through 11. Pick a number.
Okay, so my bet is on number 1 to place.
I want 13.
That is Florin Giroux.
Scratched.
Damn it.
Oh yeah.
1 through 11.
All right.
I'm gonna go 3.
gonna watch
I'm going
this.
3.
Okay.
3.
Is this
Yes!
race? Is this race
Yes!
All
4?
right. Hold on.
Race
It
4.
is.
3.
We got to put some bets in here.
Hey, what's horse 3's name?
I'm taking 10, the 5-star general.
Collaborate. Collaborate.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Collaborate.
I'm
We're
taking
Hell
on
yeah.
that.
the 5-star
All right.
general.
Hydrate
to
and
win.
collaborate.
I got you.
Collaborate.
I put a couple bucks on collaborate, so we're gonna turn this
Dude,
up and we're gonna listen. to
That
this
might be
race,
the
so.
name of the horse we need to name is Calibrate.
Ooh,
Rob's,
Yep,
yeah.
Rob's
it's either
ass.
Rob's
Ass is coming.
ass.
Bringing
Yeah.
up the rear,
Yeah.
Rob's ass.
Lisa won't let me buy a freaking boat, but she wants to buy a $10 million horse and name it Rob's
Bro,
ass.
you know how many horses won yesterday that cost under 20 grand?
Really?
Oh yeah, so many.
$2,000.
All right,
was-
Lacey, you can buy a
There's some
$20,000
Japanese-
horse.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
some
interesting
Japanese
because it
were
does
around
seem
10.
like maybe, I don't know, do they do this as a business model where you can just like invest $20,000 and then like you don't have to do anything else and you just get like a return on investment of the total winnings?
Seems
Of
like it
course
should be
you
a
can.
write-off on my taxes.
Well, yeah,
So-
it's a business.
I'm gonna
Right.
tattoo Final Third on his ass.
Brand it. You're gonna brand it with final third. That is technically the final third of the horse as well. Like,
That is true.
Right.
If it's
The
on the
final
ass.
third is when they
Yeah.
kick it in gear.
Oh, here we
yeah,
go.
Right? So
Hey,
Come on,
it's noon. Let's
5-star
go.
general.
There
Go,
he
go, 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 go. This is
All right.
riveting podcast material.
They're off.
yeah,
Strong quality.
This is great.
Mid-pack.
From concept to creation, Bother Visuals specializes in bringing your ideas to life. They'll turn ordinary moments into extraordinary stories. Bother Visuals is your one-stop shop for all things visual. Be sure to like and follow on all social media at Bother Visuals.
5 or
Did you
6
win this?
paths apart.
I did.
Strong quality
I did. I got it.
Laguna
Strong
down
quality.
to the
Florindero.
wire.
Let's go,
And
baby.
Strong quality.
Cheese is running good.
Determined.
Hell
winner.
yeah.
All right, just so
Down
everybody
inside of
knows,
Laguna, who couldn't
Mike
get
bet
by.
$1 on that
Monster
bet, so he
General
won
Advantage.
$1.50.
it was
Woo!
5, you asshole. I probably won 526. Okay, I probably won 526.
Isn't that the fun thing about horse
It
racing, though?
is.
You can go out there and you still bet $1 on a horse, and you're out $1 if you lose.
Oh yeah.
It's like, how
It is
cool
pretty
is that? You
fun.
take $20
Yeah.
in there, you can bet all night.
So horse racing is the easiest way to break even
yeah,
because like there are certain situations and certain scenarios with the bets where it will literally just give you your money back,
yeah,
especially if they scratch.
right.
Like there's been some if you do a parlay, right?
So I should be
And
wait.
you
I should
lose
be
a
betting
leg?
on the horses to not run.
Just to get your money back.
Just that's
not
it.
From, not from MGM.
Not from.
not from MGM.
Wait, can we bet on horses on MGM?
I don't think you can.
should
I
be
think,
on
I didn't think
no,
so. I didn't see
FanDuel.
it on there.
Oh, is it
FanDuel's the,
FanDuel? Okay,
yeah,
well, I
FanDuel's the
use-
only one.
I use
yeah.
Twin Spires, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's kind of one of the
I'm
big
only
ones.
like partially a degenerate. I'm not like fully a degenerate. So
Well, you know, you'll
I
get
have
there.
degenerate qualities.
Jen's like,
So debatable.
Oh,
I beg to differ.
that's unfortunate. My wife's over here throwing me under the bus.
Hey, easy with
So
that
back
bus
to
shit.
the whole betting on horses. So last year I bet the long shot on the Derby $10 because I had it in my account. I won like $500.
Look at you.
Like,
Nice.
What
Look
was
at
it
you.
like? It was like 56 to 1 or
Jen's
something.
buying dinner tonight.
Yeah.
That's
no,
right.
After that shit's going up.
We go on
whatever.
Sizzler.
Oh,
We're
bullshit.
going to Sizzler.
Sizzler. Bullshit. She's going to act like she didn't cash that out. I
Is
cashed
there a
mine out. and I
Sizzler
spent it,
even
like,
in existence
immediately.
anymore?
Hey, shooter, you want to go to Red Lobster?
Oh, they got rid of the all-you-can-eat shrimp because
Okay,
they
so
lost 11
you
million.
said
Did you see
shooter.
that? I saw the
No.
Red Lobster story this morning. Okay,
Oh,
sorry, I'm going to
that's
cut in here
No,
real
no,
quick.
go ahead.
So I don't know, looking at some financial news on CNBC, and I guess some company out of Thailand that they go out and they harvest shrimp,
Okay.
and so they thought it'd be a good idea to buy Red Lobster. So they're like with the owner,
A
Some-
Thailand company?
a Thailand company.
Okay.
Yeah, so it used to be an American company, and it was the same company that owned Olive Garden. Olive Garden started out selling Red Lobster, and they said, forget it, we're getting rid of it. And it got bought by this Thailand company, and they were like, cool, we're a seafood company, so we can get all our seafood in Thailand, freeze it, ship it over to the U.S. Fair enough. Then they went with
Fuck
the all-you-can-eat shrimp, and they were like, instead of being just a short-time thing, let's make it all the time on the menu. And they got 40% more people than they expected,
No, what you're
except
talking
everybody was waiting in line because people
Yeah.
were sitting at the tables for like 4 hours
Yes.
eating
Yeah.
shrimp.
I mean, you got to digest your first meal.
Yeah, so
No.
now they've.
No.
I can't remember if they've actually sold
Nope.
Red Lobster or if they are selling it, but they said that they're just claiming a $500 million loss.
Oh, it almost
Because it went into bank. No, it is in bankruptcy.
Oh, it is.
It's
Okay.
in Chapter
So it
11.
pushed them
Yeah.
to 11.
Think
It
about
pushed them,
shrimp.
yep.
Think about shrimp. shrimp is one of those foods where you don't really feel like you're filling up.
No, you don't.
That's
you
seafood
could
in
eat
general.
you
I'll
could
get
eat
to
a-
that. In a
I would
second.
agree,
Yeah.
seafood in general, but you can eat a shit ton of shrimp.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know,
Fish.
because I just got
All
done
that.
eating a shitload
Here
down
is
south.
my biggest problem with shrimp, right?
They're
I
bottom feeders.
I love a good. I will eat the shit of the sea. I don't care. I love seafood.
Yes,
Lobsters.
seafood's amazing.
Lobsters. I love the manure of the sea.
I do too. I do.
Caviar. So
Maybe not.
my problem with
I
shrimp
like caviar.
is all of the upscale restaurants. I love Cioppino, right? I love everything that comes in Cioppino, including the shrimp and everything else. My problem is they give you a fucking
Ding,
spoon.
ding, 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 ding. Problem is.
The problem is,
The
take a
problem
drink.
is-
Take a drink.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The problem is they give you a spoon with this, and they also don't take the tail off of the shrimp,
Right.
which is
Connected.
engulfed. It's engulfed in a gravy or a jus or a soup.
Right, it's a stew. It's a Portuguese stew. It's Cioppino.
There's no like classy way to get it. You just got to knuckle that shit. Get
Yeah.
in there and get it. It is
Yep.
different than eating mussels. You got to knuckle in. You get a spoon. There's no easy way to. You can't like fork it and then pull the
No.
tail off.
No.
You got to.
Fork
You
you,
just
buddy.
pick that shit up and you just eat it, man.
Dude,
Like,
that's one of my favorite things about seafood. I'm look, there's some cultures
go
out
to
there that they
Ruth's
only
Chris.
eat with their hands, and I
Yeah.
love eating with my hands. And I don't like asparagus.
Yeah, African.
People are all like
Yeah.
trying to cut up asparagus. Man, forget it. I'm just picking up a stalk and just
fold it
just
in
munching
half,
on
man.
it.
potatoes.
And I
Yeah.
don't care if I'm at Ruth's Chris. I'm still doing it, right? I
Well,
mean,
that's the thing is like you go there and you're like, black tie at Ruth's Chris for dinner or something.
Yeah.
And then you get Cioppino and you get
Good.
the shrimp.
and
then
you
you're
got to get
wearing-
in there.
You're wearing a tux and a nice bow tie. And
You just
got
need
your,
a cigar bib.
Cigar
Man,
bib.
that would solve everything.
That would.
Okay, we will link you to the cigar bib. If you want to buy a cigar bib,
No, we won't because it's not even a real thing yet. It's actually only in. They're trying to pre-sale to start a company.
but,
Oh,
but
man,
you know
that's
what is a
great.
real thing? What is a real thing is the Richardson style scally hats.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Dr.
no.
Scott
Fuck
found.
off.
They're
no.
terrible.
So if you want to buy a mesh back scally hat,
No, they're actually scally trucker caps, is what they call them.
That's terrible.
Yes.
I didn't even
That's
read it.
awful.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 10 times worse.
It's terrible.
That is 10 times worse.
absolutely
Okay,
terrible.
It's like
I
the-
retract that. Don't buy that shit.
No, you buy one of these. This is the caddy. This is the caddy
So
right
this
here.
was one of
Nice
I
lightweight
meant to
caddy.
bring it, but I still have long hair for now. I got a scally with my door prizes to Derby City
Nice.
Cigar Bash. So
Hell
I got a
yeah.
nice tan scally.
So, are you telling me that you went back and we showed everybody your mugshot picture and you had short hair and now you're debating on going back to your
I'm thinking
criminal
about
ways?
cutting it.
You're going to
Are
go
you
back
really?
to your criminal ways.
I am.
That's
Shave it. Bald. Go
Bald?
bald.
You want me to
Straight
go bald?
Dude.
Straight bald.
Okay.
Shave your eyebrows.
Eyebrow-
everything.
eyebrows
Shave it
too?
all. Shave it all.
Leave the beard though.
Shave it
right?
all. But you
Always leave the
You
beard.
should have a neck tattoo if you do that. Shave it all.
Which
and do a
one?
neck No, I'm just kidding. Titty dragon, of course.
Well, June 13th is when I'm going. So
All right.
if
all
I
right.
got a blasted
Uh-oh.
titty dragon on my neck,
Ooh, we
that's
got
what
some
I gotta
food.
do.
Jen's bringing
Ooh.
food.
What
So
were these? These are the.
These are so in honor of Kentucky Derby and Oaks and all that. We have the Kentucky Hot Brown, but I made sliders because
Okay.
the Hot Brown's pretty messy.
It is messy.
It's
Yeah.
a bowl of just a bunch
Slop.
of shit.
Yeah.
So we have
Thank
Hot
you. I
Brown
was gonna ask for that.
sliders, and I made 2 versions.
Thank you.
I have no idea which ones these are. These are the regular ones. I have a
All right.
regular version and a non-dairy version because I've got that
So is this
retarded.
turkey?
Yes,
Turkey? Okay.
it's turkey. It's a Mornay sauce. It's got some tomato, and then it
Ooh,
has like
Mornay.
a butter.
Fancy word for
Dijon-
cheese sauce.
Yeah, it's just cheese.
Oh,
Oh yeah. so
that's good.
get in there.
Get these. Get the. Well, you know,
Yeah.
we can't really say
Mm.
fat guys eating on the podcast because Mike's on it with us.
Right. Right.
I told you I'm getting wide.
Oh
All right.
man. Yeah. There
That's what you
go.
got to do is you got to work on your weight. Get your weight up there, buddy.
I'm working on.
That's rookie weight numbers. Come on, you got to pump those numbers up.
That one's for you.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at who's coming through the door now.
Oh, that's good.
The man, Mr. Chris
Uh-oh.
Gordon.
Uh-oh.
I think he's bringing some brisket.
Coming in hot.
Bringing you a brisket.
Lisa, I don't know where you want that. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good. It's
Oh,
messy
that's
as
wonderful.
hell, but it's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
He made food too. You know how he is.
All right.
Definitely love that. That's
So
awesome.
Mike's gonna have
Thanks.
a little
Thanks,
bit
guys.
of content to have to cut out here of all the chewing and nothing.
It's your birthday.
That's for Mike's
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
birthday. I forgot the words. It's your birthday.
He forgot the words. It's just happy
It's
birthday.
happy birthday.
That
It's
guy
your birthday.
That guy kind of creeps me out a little bit. Every time I see a video with him, I'm always like,
Oh man, Will loves that guy.
man, I'm like,
It's
dude,
hilarious.
meth
Rodney
is not
Norman.
good for you. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of things that are not good for you.
My God, this is so good.
Meth definitely is at the
Meth
top
is
of the
one of
list.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, meth. Most everything else is fine.
But
Most everything.
man, that was fantastic. You even have to try the non-dairy one.
Oh, I will.
You have to.
And
It's
actually, I
so
need to
good.
do that because I'm
I know you said you
I'm
might
dealing
be
with some
teetering there.
dairy issue. Yeah.
Yeah. So the last couple days.
No, it's all
Oh no,
good. It's
do
delicious.
more. Yeah, do more, please. So good. So 2 years ago, we've been here for almost 3 now. But 2 years ago, we were in the condo. Jen was feeling homesick. So this is what I did. She killed a bottle of New Riff Balboa because we were making mint juleps.
Which is always
Nice.
delicious.
Nice.
So good. Yeah. And then I ended up making hot browns for dinner that night. Just big, skillet style dinners.
Okay,
and
so
that's how a hot brown
Explain
comes, right?
what
Like,
a hot brown is.
it's it's turkey. It's like an open faced turkey sandwich
Gotcha.
with the Mornay sauce.
So
which
it's
is
kind of
just
like what we would
cheese
call
sauce.
a Manhattan, but it's cheese sauce instead of gravy.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's open faced turkey sandwich. Really good turkey. Tomato. The Mornay sauce is like a cheese gravy almost, with some like Dijon and seasonings.
Dijon?
Dijon, some Dijon seasoning. I like my Dijon seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
By
I
the
have
way,
not tried those
question for you.
Mhm.
Is your mother named Dorothy?
No.
Okay, who's Dorothy? Because I
Well,
saw her
that
as
was-
a friend request popping up.
Oh,
and it
that's
said
that's
you were
Adele.
friends. Oh,
yet. Yeah.
I
I,
got you.
I
So
did
my
the,
daughter-
I did the same thing.
Yeah, my younger of my 2 daughters, Mackenzie and Adele, which everybody thought was hilarious because I'm in IT for my day job.
Mhm.
And so we have a Mac and Adele.
That's great.
Still funny. Still
That's
funny.
great.
All right.
But yeah,
So-
and of course we had Mackenzie. She was born when that guy came out with that commercial. I was like, "You're getting Adele, dude."
That's hilarious.
And that was so then Adele's born, and it was like, "Oh, you're Mac and Adele." But her first name is actually Dorothy. My first name is Robert. So we
Okay.
decided to do go by your middle name,
yeah. Okay.
but have a different first name.
well, I didn't
and
realize I saw it pop up as,
Yep.
as a
So
friend
she-
request, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
She kind of she's so on social media. Like she's not a
Well,
like,
it wasn't
she
her
likes it for
friending
herself
me.
and-
It was her. It was just like, hey, Scott DeShong, here's a request for you, kind of
Adele, yeah,
Yep.
or Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Yep.
Yep.
So I won $13.
So that was Janelle's mom's name was Dorothy. And that's
Gotcha.
where we got Dorothy from.
Thing. That's awesome. I
Yep.
love it. I
Yep.
love it.
Rob was just giving me shit about not winning anything.
$5 to 13.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I doubled my money.
Almost more than double.
Plus more-
Almost
Wow.
double.
Plus more math.
Wow. Good job. That was
Thanks.
freaking delicious.
That was delicious.
Wasn't it? There's
Oh my
plenty
God,
more.
that
I was
was
going to
so
double
good.
up, but
You know, set my plate
Yeah.
over there with
Yeah,
yours.
yeah.
there's
Before I
plenty more. So
put
we're-
my
once
my
we're
jersey
done
into
here,
it.
we're going to chow down. We got some German potato salad over there because Jen just wanted potato salad.
Calling all dog lovers. Say hello to Spencer Lee's, offering freeze-dried pet treats, crafted with care and bursting with flavor. Spencer Lee's treats are the ultimate reward for your four-legged friend. Made from single ingredients and freeze-dried to perfection, these treats are packed with all the goodness your pup craves. Be sure to visit Spencer Lee's on Facebook or Instagram for updates and website information.
All right, so we're working through this rye here. Rob is just
I worked through it.
Rob worked through it
Rob worked it.
very
All
quickly.
right, you-
Although Rob has had smaller pours until
He has.
yeah.
You do want the rice spice? Shoot it. It comes
Really?
through.
It
Yeah.
gets
I
there?
have never been. Do you shoot stuff? Do you,
I don't know.
So I will tequila.
You took that
I
like a
know.
fucking champ, though.
I,
mean, you're
I
coughing up
look.
a lung,
I
but
love sipping tequila, but I will absolutely do shots of tequila.
that's tequila, though.
right. When it comes to
I don't
whiskey,
do
no,
shots,
I don't
though.
do shots of whiskey.
It's so hard for me to do a shot. Like,
well, especially because there's so much that I don't know. I kind of feel like when Jackie Zycam was here, I asked her, I was like,
shout out.
hey, do you? Yep, shout out. Asked her, I said, when you go out, like, is it or maybe you asked that question. I can't remember if it was you or me, but when you go out, right, with friends or whatever, is it hard to separate yourself from, kind of the tasting and what you do? And she's like, yeah, if I go out, I have margaritas or I have something else.
Oh,
See,
instead of
that's
like
big-
I don't drink bourbon when I go out
Okay.
because
Makes
I
sense.
can't stop myself from thinking about it. And I kind
Doing
of feel
the
the
shit.
same way. Like I'm if I'm going to go out and I'm going to have a bourbon, and there's nothing wrong. Like I'll go out and order a bourbon, but I'm still going to like kind of dissect it even in my own head.
You know, I'm that way too. Usually whenever I go out anywhere, I always go and just get an old fashioned or some kind of a cocktail.
Yeah, something you don't really have to think about.
Honestly, half of it's I always want to measure our old fashioned against everybody. And by the way, I still think we win everybody. So you know, come get my old fashioned.
Did I hear a Freudian slip there?
Little
I want to measure my cock.
I want to measure my cock. Freudian slip.
I heard that for a second. I want to measure my cock. Like,
I wasn't gonna call it out, but I
are you kidding?
it.
I wasn't letting that one go. No way.
Don't worry, I've got a yardstick in the back. We got it. We're fine.
That yardstick is this big. It's this big.
It's
36 inches.
36 inches. This big.
It's 36 millimeters.
But that's what I usually do, unless it's like a group of us that go out and we're going somewhere and they like we went to Wolfie's to the Broken Barrel.
Yeah.
The first time I went in there, we had a group of guys there, and they had a brand new bottle of Parker's Heritage on the bar, and we killed the bottle.
Yeah.
Like that's different.
So I'm glad you bring that up. Have you ever heard of SB House?
No.
Okay.
No idea.
I remember nothing about it. Will recommended it, so I'll have to look it up, and I'm gonna go buy a bottle.
It was good.
It was a very good pour from there, and it was relatively inexpensive. But I didn't know that Broken Barrel was up above, Wolfie's.
And I will
Geist.
say, I really
awesome
don't want to tell
lounge.
everybody this because I want it to be our little secret.
Yeah, so don't go there. Stop
Don't ever go there.
Yeah,
but if you want to go there,
if you're listening to closed captions, just leave it that way.
But the Broken Barrel bar is above Wolfie's and Geist. If you want a fun summer, spring evening, go out there. We sat out there on the patio overlooking the lake and the boats and all that. And then we retired up to the Broken Barrel bar, which you can go sit on the patio. You can smoke cigars out there.
Yeah. Super cool bartenders.
So nice, man.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the girl's name, but she was amazing.
Friend of Will's.
Friend of Will's.
Yeah,
and she was actually really awesome. But yeah, it was a great place. If you want to, like there's not a lot of cigar lounges everywhere. If you want to go out there and have a good meal and then retire up there and have a cigar, take your cigar with you and go up there and smoke it, man.
So I'm glad you bring that up.
That's a great place anyway because it's been a lot of different things. I'm glad Wolfie's has been there for a long time.
Yeah,
we talked
Rick's
about
Boat
that too.
Yard was probably there.
No, not Rick's. Rick's is on the west side.
I thought Rick's was there too.
No, it was an Italian place.
I think you're wrong.
I think Rick's was there too. Yeah.
Was it a second location?
No, Geist was the first one.
That was the original Rick's Boatyard.
The second one was west side.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're wrong, let us know. But,
no, I didn't know. I mean, it was.
I think that was
as long as I can remember,
Rick's.
it was like an Italian place for a while.
Yep.
Mama's something, or I don't remember, but and then there was something else for like 5 minutes, and then Wolfie's came in.
It's perfect for Wolfie's.
But it is absolutely beautiful out there. The boats, the marina, right on Geist Reservoir.
We were talking about shrimp earlier. Their shrimp tacos are freaking delicious,
and they do have Blue Point oysters on the hash shell. So
yeah.
Oh, so I'm glad you bring that up. So we got 13 minutes to the next race, so don't let me forget to bet. I gotta be degenerate in some form today.
All right,
but I'm glad you bring that up. So I was pretty bummed out on Monday.
Me too.
Tuesday was my birthday. It was April 30th. Monday was the 29th. Jen was leaving out of town on the 30th, so I was feeling kind of bummed. I wanted to go get a special pour. I didn't really know where to go. It's Monday. The lounge is closed. Like I couldn't come here. It was depressing. I was in a bad way.
Oh,
I know, right?
Oh, man.
It's like
I wish you'd have told us that. I would have made sure to.
I did come hang out with you, so like I wasn't like
you
that
did
bad.
come hang out. We did have a cigar.
It wasn't that bad. It was like mildly upsetting.
Yes,
but I didn't see you for 4 days after that, so like I feel weird today. But anyways, me and Jen went down to Broad Ripple. I'm not a big go in public person. I don't like the crowds. But it was Monday. It was raining. It's Monday in Broad Ripple.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people in Broad Ripple on Monday. It's actually a good day to go drinking in Broad Ripple.
Mass Ave. I'm sorry.
Mass Ave.
Not Broad Ripple. Mass Ave. So downtown. We went to the Exchange.
That place is awesome.
Fantastic.
They have the best
Isaiah
whiskey sour. Nothing personal, but they do the egg white.
Egg white.
Yeah.
I love the egg white whiskey sour.
It is so good there, and it's a cool little place.
Yeah.
Like right there, kind of triangle shaped. And
It's
did you go to
like
the basement
It's
at
almost
all?
like a speakeasy.
We went down there.
Feel.
Yeah, the basement's cool.
It's like a public speakeasy.
Yes.
It
Right?
is.
So the Wise Guy Lounge is a little more speakeasy.
Right, you got to go all the way to
actuality.
the back. And
But the Exchange is like They know what they are, but it's set up like a speakeasy. So I wanted something special, and they do flights and stuff. So I ended up doing Japanese.
Ooh,
I went to a Japanese flight, and I tried several different things that were Japanese whiskey. I don't remember what my favorite was.
They're all kind of they're
look at my
single
picture.
malt
They are-
Scotch
yeah.
style.
So they were all super. I think the highest proof one that I tried was like 92.
Well, Japanese genetically do not handle high proof very well,
Right.
so they keep it pretty
So the
low.
first one was Iway Tradition. The second one was Kaiwo Whiskey. And the last one was Hibiki from Suntory, Jim Beam.
Yeah, Hibiki's pretty popular.
Yeah,
All of them were fantastic.
Okay, so what we ought to do, and maybe we do a Japanese episode.
I think
I've got
eventually
the
we do.
Kamakataki and the Ichiros.
Okay.
And both of those are fantastic. No one buys them. But I think it's because a lot of people come in here and they're like, oh, I want bourbon, or I want rye,
I think it's a little
or I want
intimidating.
Scotch. No one really thinks of
Which is weird because
or Irish
actually-
even, but no one
Yeah.
thinks of Japanese
The
whiskey.
Japanese.
Look, if they're asking for Irish, that's automatically like, hey, have you tried the Japanese?
Yes, exactly.
That should be the first thing that comes out of your mouth because the Japanese whiskeys are all very light. Lots of honey. Lots of like honeysuckle, a little bit of like peach blossom, that kind of stuff, right? These really nice, really light flavors.
Yep.
And they're wonderful, especially in the summer. Like if it's 100 degrees out,
Oh,
but you still want whiskey, that's really where you should be going is
by
to
the
the
way,
Japanese
this is all
whiskey.
cute talk. Get the fucking new riff bottle.
Ooh,
straight.
new riff. All right, start it off, bro.
You're right. You're exactly right.
I'm messing with you, buddy.
So to
that's
me, the Iway, the one that I tried, the Mars Whiskey Tradition, it's 40, so it was 80 proof. That one was very on the nose. It had a peated nose.
Okay.
But not a peated
peated?
flavor,
It
right?
was not peated.
Oh,
on the
interesting.
flavor.
So there was smokiness
It's
on the nose.
very interesting.
Wow.
Very interesting. And
Wow.
it drank much higher than 80. So
Okay.
I really appreciate that because like I'm that's one that I could just like sit there and pound. You know,
That's awesome.
I'm
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
there, I'm talking to the bartender, we're having a good time. You know, that's one that I could have multiple pours of and not feel bad.
So between
Yeah.
hanging out,
Yeah.
over there at Wolfie's on Geist all during the day and then going to the exchange at night.
No, that
Yeah,
was 2 different days, wasn't it, for you? You did the exchange on Monday.
No.
We did Wolfie's on Tuesday.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So my dad came up for my birthday. He came up on Monday the 29th. We went to Pier 48 downtown.
Oh
across
yeah,
from Cambridge.
you had your
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh, it was
oysters?
amazing. I had some oysters there. Had
Nice.
man, I don't remember the kind. There were 2 that I had never heard of before, and they were phenomenal.
But you said the oysters, you weren't impressed.
So the scallops, I was not as impressed with.
Okay.
All of the oysters I had, because after the exchange, we ended up going to Slapfish, was right next door.
Right.
I just got at that point, I'd been drinking. I don't give a shit what I'm eating.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, fucking oysters, I want that. So like I just got, half dozen of east, half dozen of west.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. It's
like,
way to go.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. I
Yeah.
might have taken a picture of what I had at Pier 48. Let me look because
So,
I wanted to talk about them.
you're talking about scallops. That's one thing too. Is I am completely ruined on scallops for the rest of my life because Phil Bardalis, our boy,
Yeah,
Koyashi.
shout out.
he gave me a 12 pack of scallops, and these things were freaking monsters, and they were true jumbo scallops. They weren't the
Yeah.
ones pumped with
Yeah.
the stuff in there making big.
I got some at Costco last week.
I have never had better scallops in my life. And literally, you just throw them in a pan of butter, cook them for about 2 minutes on one side, turn them over, cook them for about a minute, and then you eat them. And they were the most amazing. I've never found any at a restaurant. I've
I
never
turned them
had
into
better.
tacos.
Oh, those would make
Yeah.
great tacos.
Oh, yeah, they would.
Scallops are
Yeah.
delicious.
So we moved on to the New Riff Sour Mash Single Malt because we
Yes.
talked about this, so we had to bring it. So it's single malt whiskey, cask strength, 113.8,
Nice.
aged at least 7 years.
Now, not to close out the 450 North, I will say I am way more impressed than I was expecting to be with 450 North.
Oh, absolutely.
I really want to.
Yeah.
I want to go down there. I want to actually talk to them to find
Okay.
out, is this fully sourced?
I have not
Is there
talked to
part
them
of
yet.
it? I haven't either.
Maybe get an opportunity to taste some of their stuff.
I would
If
like
they've got
to.
if they've got some
So,
stuff in the Rick House, find out what it's all
So
about.
if any of you guys are 450 North fans or 450 North, tag them in this so we can actually maybe connect with them because I'd like to talk to them to see
Yeah.
what they're doing, man. Because
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't fix a
If any
shitty
of
mash
this-
in a barrel.
Right. And again, this is probably
Cheers.
sourced, but it does not taste like just straight MGP to me. So good
I
for
agree.
that. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's get into the new riff.
Oh, love it.
Okay,
I
first of
love
all,
the
it's-
nose on this.
it's great.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. The nose is way more complex than some of the other new riffs that I've had. Because most of and I know, Rob, you're not a mint fan, so most of the ryes from New Riff give off that mint
Right.
kind
Which
of.
is
Almost
why
always.
I typically
Yeah.
don't like those.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right. Yeah.
But this one is, for 113.8, I think this drink's more like 95.
You know what's kind of funny is we started with 121, and then we went to 2, one is 103, then 98. And then we're
96,
back
I
at the
think.
1 or 96, yeah.
Yep.
And then we're back up to 113. I feel like we did the right thing here because the first one at 121 was sweet, very
It was.
sweet.
Yeah.
And then we're kind of slowly building back up. This actually was a good progression.
Which I'm gonna say I'm not a huge Woodford guy.
Same.
Some of it is flavor. Some of it is just, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit anti-establishment sometimes, and people are like, "Oh, double oak's my thing," right? And I'm like, "Oh, well, you're just getting started in bourbon, and that's okay. That's fine."
And double oak is not
And it's not bad.
bourbon.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
bad, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just kind of one of those I'm not gonna buy a bottle. I'm not gonna order it anywhere, right? I'm gonna get a 1920. I tell people about that all the time. Love
Same.
Old Foe, and I will have to say that bottle is spectacular.
Stellar.
It's I'm so happy it's the pick this month because
To me,
I think it's
again,
great.
if I've not had a ton of Woodford, this is what their profile should be
I agree.
every day because
Yeah.
this is it's special. It's very special.
I need a Jim Rome button on here. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
but this new riff, this is really really good.
By the way, I'll put Jim Rome right there with the pins
Fuck the pens.
and Jim Rome.
And Jim Rome,
I feel more strongly about the pens than I do.
We
Jim
love
Rome.
you, Scott.
you seem to be really really upset
You
about
really
the pins.
are.
You
You really are.
really have a beef.
Now, I will say Mike was really excited the fact that when I was up at Rudy's, which I'll talk. Maybe I'll talk. Did we already talk about them or not?
We have not.
Okay,
No,
I'll talk about
no.
them.
Yeah.
I definitely want to talk about them.
We will dig into
we're going to
that.
go up there.
Yeah, we got 30 to 40 minutes.
But
to talk about that.
Joe was wearing a Whalers t-shirt.
Oh my God, I love it. I
Wow,
want to that picture.
okay.
I'm like, that was a
Hartford
retro,
Whalers.
man. Go,
Yes.
go Carolina.
I love it, man.
So
So,
that was kind of cool.
I still have an original Hartford Whalers shirt
That's cool.
that my dad had.
Was it like the one Joe had?
Similar. It
yeah,
was
because
green.
that was a retro
yeah,
shirt.
it was
Yeah.
green. I did not treat it well, and I wish I would. I still have it. I cannot wear it anymore.
The good thing is, and we're in
My
the world
nipples
now
will
where you
show.
can buy everything retro.
I know.
My nipples always show unless I'm wearing a t-shirt. So
Well,
I
My nipples
got
look
over
like
that.
Your
milk
nipples show
duds.
because you're always banging them out
You're
there.
always
No.
showing them. So,
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah, love that.
So
I
Rudy-
love the Hartford
So
Whalers.
Rudy's. So Rudy's is up in Fort Wayne. If you're ever up around the Fort Wayne area, don't worry about going to any other cigar shop or lounge.
Just
go to Rudy's.
That's it.
Rudy's
Um,
great.
Now, Fort Wayne's weird because they don't allow you to smoke inside anywhere, even in a cigar lounge. But they have a huge outdoor patio in the back with, all the covering, the heaters if you need them.
Is Rudy's the one right next to the baseball field?
It is. It's
yeah,
right
yeah,
next to
yeah.
the
I've been
Tin
there a
Caps
couple
field.
times. Yep.
And Rudy's the owner. Super, super nice guy. He owns a lot of different things around there. I mean, he pretty much owns the entire block. If you need an Airbnb, it's probably his
got
Airbnb
it.
on that
Yeah.
block.
The
He's got
next
it.
block does have at least one crack house.
It might.
No,
It might.
I know for a fact. Like
But
I've
but I
seen
will
it.
say
It's
that
pretty
block
crazy.
is actually
You've been there?
really
It's
nice.
being gentrified, so it's coming up.
It's coming up.
I mean,
He's got
the
a
Tin
couple
Caps
of,
field is amazing. It's kind
It's
of like a
very
small
nice.
version of Victory Field
It is.
out of Indy. So that whole area is kind of getting built up a little bit more.
Yeah.
So hopefully the crack house will go out of business soon.
It
and-
will, it
yep,
will.
Yep.
Who
But
knows?
Joe is the Joe Pasquale,
Joe Blow.
and he's an Italian, and he is a freaking amazing cook. He's a GM of Rudy's. Got to spend some time with them. Went up there. They had an event with Pete Johnson from Tatawahe.
Tatawahe.
It was a train ride, which they do an amazing train thing. They do it a couple times a year, and basically what they do is they bring in a brand, and they get on. You pay for your tickets on the train. You get all these free cigars. You get free bourbon, free food, and you ride this train from Fort Wayne up
I
to
love it.
Michigan and back.
I think we're going
Really
to try to
great
do
event.
that, right?
I want to do one of
yeah,
those.
I
yes.
would love to do one of the trains.
But we hung out. I hung out with them for a long time
That
that
sounded-
Friday night.
Horrible.
What?
I would love to do one of the trains.
I know.
We need to do one of these cigar events that are
cigar
on the
events
train.
on the trains.
Man.
It's featured by Rudy's.
Yes.
But we are
Yes.
going to make a trip up, and we got to figure out if we can
we're
get
gonna
all
go
of us to go or whatever,
Yeah.
and go up and sit up there. And they have
That's
a little
awesome.
private lounge
Yeah.
upstairs if you want to be a member. Go up there. We're going to sit there. We're going to do a recording with Joe and Rudy.
Yeah.
These guys are amazing. These are our people. I really love these guys. Joe has been so helpful for us on some of the issues we've been having with our point of sale. Great people. So we will be promoting the hell out of them because
Heck
we
yeah.
really love those guys.
And I saw Professional Smoke.
Yeah, down in Bargersville.
Bargersville.
Yep.
They have membership.
They do.
They are looking to fill up their membership,
Which
So
is
if
what
you're-
they're typically they're
that's
traditionally
what they're
going
doing.
for. It's more of like a
right
corporate kind of thing.
pay to
there.
play type thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's a very nice lounge. It's a very nice place.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a place to purchase a locker and have a membership somewhere, look up Professional Smoke in Bargersville.
Yeah, they're on down on the south
It's a great
side.
place.
Because that's one thing. When I was down at the Smoke Pit, we had a pretty good following down there, and then once that was gone, everyone was asking. I mean, since I've been open, everyone's asking me to open up something on the south side.
Yeah.
They did it in Bargersville. You can go there and do that too. There's more coming. I know there's a couple more lounges in the works down there. So there's a lot of people in this right now that are looking to actually open up some things like what we are doing here, and I like that. I like
I
that.
gotta remember. There's
It's nice
there's
you bring
another
that up.
Southside shop. So I'm a follower of Bam Weather. Don't know
Yeah.
if you guys
Oh yeah.
know who they are and follow
Actually,
them.
he used to hang out at the Smoke
And we're
Pit a
off.
lot
Right,
with me.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
So the Bam Weather guy. I mean, he's. I'm sorry, I cannot remember his name.
Same way, man. I
But he
hate
does
that.
great like live Facebook Live stuff, and is
Yep.
always putting things out there for free. And they do a great business. If weather is important to you, definitely check out Bam Weather. Like if it
Subscribe
matters
it.
in your business,
Yeah.
they've got a pay service that's awesome. But yeah, he goes to a lounge down there somewhere,
Well, I
and
wonder
sometimes
which
he
one it
does
is.
Facebook Live from
So you've
for
got-
his weather stuff from there.
On the south side, so you have Southside Cigars, which a buddy of mine, Corey Davis, which you guys all know him.
Yep.
He works there at least on the weekends. I
Shout
know.
out to Corey.
Shout out to Corey. So the guys that own Southside also own Northside and Cigar Haven
Yeah.
up on Allisonville Road. Great people there. That's one lounge down there. You've got one that is the Pipe Puffer is more of a cigar shop that has maybe 6 seats up front. But I'm pretty sure if he's going down there, he's probably going to Southside. Because he used to come, like I said, to the Smoke Pit when we were open, and that's probably your closest one that has an actual lounge area to smoke in.
Yeah, my
Cogburn.
hey, there we go. All
By
right.
2.5. Philo de Ariana was sent.
Did you win any
So
money, Mike?
Fuck yeah, let's
Yeah.
there you go.
You
Way to
won
go,
again.
Mike. Way to
Hell
go.
yeah, let's go.
God, maybe-
Cockburn to win.
Maybe I just need to give Mike
Love it.
$100 and let him bet
Hell
for me
yeah.
today.
Irad Ortiz Jr. with Steve Asmussen. Yes, it is Asmussen. Even though there's one S, I thought that was weird. It's fucking weird.
Strange.
All right, moving on.
So buddy of mine, Josh Prine, who obviously I camp out with at the 500.
Shout out Josh.
Shout out to Josh.
See you soon.
Yep, we will see you soon. We'll be
Wait,
doing a
wait,
show
is
from out
Josh-
there.
Is Josh the guy?
The guy,
Getting
he's getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Josh is
campground.
getting married at Lot 6 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on Saturday before the race.
We'll be doing some pictures.
Congratulations,
to his
buddy.
lovely fiance Stephanie,
Stephanie's
who
awesome.
actually does an amazing crawfish
You
boil.
know, I kind of like Josh, but Stephanie's she's
yeah, I know,
awesome.
Yeah,
I
She's
know,
awesome.
I know.
It's a mean
Yeah.
crawfish.
So
and-
Josh is actually a town councilman in Franklin,
yeah,
right? He's an elected official,
yep,
and I keep giving him shit because you can't smoke indoors in Franklin.
nope.
And I'm like, dude, like seriously, you're on the town council. You're the one that, it's like you and the four that you can't convince these guys to change that so that you can have a lounge down
it's
there.
been a
And-
city ordinance down there for a while. Because
Yeah.
I know a buddy of mine, Brian Alvey. He used to be part owner of the Mint down there, and the Mint has an upstairs room which was his little office area.
Yeah.
But I think he did like some other people have done where it's like it's it's a residence, so
Right.
he's able to smoke
have
with
his
buddies
friends
up
come
there.
in and
So they did a little bit of that up there, but he fought for it for
but
a while
that's
too.
an up and coming area. I mean, it's
They should have a
growing. They
cigar
should
lounge.
absolutely have a cigar lounge
Yep.
down there.
Yep.
So So Josh, make sure and get that shit changed, man.
Get it going, Josh.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Come on.
If not, make
Throw some
Stephanie
of
do it.
your political capital around and make that have Stephanie do a crawfish boil for everybody.
Oh,
That'll get them. Say, if you change this, I will do a crawfish boil for all of you.
dude, I'm thinking that should be a campaign slogan right there.
That's it. Crawfish for
boils
cigars.
for everybody.
Crawfish for cigars.
for everyone.
Sorry, there's not enough crawfish this season for everybody. It was a bad season. So
I talked with the sales rep that Jeff the Creed.
Mhm.
I was able to sample the 6-year the other day.
Good for you. How was that?
It's not terrible.
Okay.
That's good.
Which is a good thing for
It
Jeff
is
the
an
Creed
improvement.
from us.
I also tried batch 2 of their 4-grain and high rye mash.
Okay.
Very good.
Really?
Very good.
Good. So they're pushing away from their traditional.
They are.
I was say they did the Bloody Butcher that they kind of
The bad Bloody
Well,
Butcher.
the 6-year is Bloody Butcher wheat.
okay,
Which they're going to lean into the Bloody Butcher
Right.
for the rest of their lives.
which is fine.
The 4-grain, actually really like the 4-grain.
Okay.
I would put that up against a couple others.
So the 4-grain, is Bloody Butcher part of that as well? Or not?
He didn't tell me the mash, and it's
Okay.
not on the bottle. So I would have to imagine that it
Has
probably
to
is
be.
because
Yeah.
all of their other mashes
Yeah.
involve Bloody Butcher in some way. So I feel like that has to be part of that. And we will clarify that.
Yeah.
I spoke to the Indiana sales rep, Tucker Maloney. Shout out, Tucker.
Tucker.
Shout out.
I spoke with him the other day. I reached out to them a couple weeks ago, and when my first communication with them was not super well received.
Okay.
I reached out and I was like, "Hey, man, we got a podcast. Like, we want to come out there and hang out and do
You're
a
like-
tour and a tasting."
And they're like, every monkey can make a podcast, so
Wow.
it's fine.
almost, almost. Their response was, "You don't have enough followings to come hang out and record here."
So get your friends following this podcast.
yeah, subscribe, please.
Yeah, please subscribe.
We're on a subscriber drive. We're like PBS right now.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Subscribe-a-thon.
It's by viewers like you.
The first communication
know.
was, we typically go with somebody that's between 2,000 and 5,000 followers, and I just said, okay, that's fine. And then like a couple hours go on, and whoever was responding to the general Facebook group was came back and was like, "Oh, I see you guys have a brick and mortar in Indiana." I was like, "Oh yeah.
we got that too. Yeah.
That's a little different now, isn't it?" Like,
Yeah.
so like we actually have a following of thousands,
Maybe-
just not on social media.
We just
So-
haven't managed to get them to
Yeah,
make the
I'm working
transition
on that.
yet.
And now maybe, Jeff the Creed, we don't want you
Yeah,
because you don't
maybe.
have enough of a following for us.
Yeah, maybe Tucker.
Yeah.
This is for you.
It's
So
for you.
Tucker's gonna come hang out with us sometime in June.
Look at you. She brought her own cup.
I brought the Woodford cup, so we got the mint julep. We got the mint. Am I supposed to try this? Or am I just showing it off? Okay.
Tim killed it.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah,
You
here
can take
go.
it over there. It's
Pass it around.
So good.
Nailed it. That's good.
Nailed it.
That's way better than the Old Forester pre.
You know, and it's so funny because
It's just mint.
this is the
that's good.
this is the drink for the Derby. It's so easy to make. But the bourbon's what makes it.
It is.
$7, Rob. $7 more.
It's not crushed ice, but
Yeah, you have to normally crush ice. That's actually tasty. That's very good.
So thinking of bourbon cocktails, you kind of sometimes get into them where they're sweet. Like the mint julep has obviously got a lot of
It's a
sugar
sweeter,
content to
yeah.
it. It's a sweeter one. The bourbon is definitely the backing, but it's not
Yeah.
necessarily like the show. I want to absolutely give a shout out to Wolf Bay Restaurant down in Orange Beach, Alabama.
Shout out,
If you are down in Orange Beach, Gulf Shores area,
which we will be. in
yep,
October.
we're going in October. Yep, big group of us.
Hell yeah.
You have to have their bourbon smash.
We're going.
It is
It's like a slushy.
no, it's a berry and mint.
Can we
They
get
like
it?
blueberry and
Can
mint,
we get it in pitchers?
which we
To
should.
Yeah.
But it has a shit ton of bourbon in it. I mean, it is a bourbon drink. So my brother-in-law Jonathan, shout out Jonathan,
Shout out to Hoss.
goes Hoss. Yep.
Hoss.
So a Hoss is like not a big cocktail guy most of the time.
100 foot.
100
Oh,
foot,
yeah.
99
It's not a big cock guy. You heard that too.
Through through 99 feet. Good job.
Nice.
Hey, he outthrew the current starting quarterback for Alabama.
Fuck
That was
Alabama.
embarrassing.
Yep. Fuck Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, you
If
can't
you go
put
to Orange
stingy
Beach,
stuff on
all
a
you're going to
fish.
hear is roll tide, roll
Fall-
tide, roll
fall
tide,
tide.
roll fucking tide,
Fall tide,
roll
fall
tide,
tide.
roll tide.
I don't
It's
give a
like,
piss about
Jesus.
nothing.
Yeah.
Roll tide. Yeah, man, I heard that. I said, we're going to hear this. I told Hoss, I'm like, dude, we're going to the Florida Bama tonight. You're going to hear Roll Tide at least 50 times.
What's the Florida slogan? You should have like started.
There is no Florida slogan.
no
It's
Florida
all
slogan.
Alabama
Fucking
down there.
lame,
Even
man.
in Florida,
Yeah.
it's Alabama.
Even in Florida,
100%. Yeah, right there on the line. Yeah. But that bourbon smash, I mean, it is. Your Sazerac is my favorite Sazerac, but I think that bourbon smash might be my favorite bourbon cocktail.
Is that
Really?
the Florida Bama bar?
Dude, it is so
All right.
good. It's perfect.
Well,
It's
then what we
absolutely
need to
perfect.
do is when we go down there, we got to get about 14 pitchers on the table, drink the hell out of it, and then we need to break it down to figure out how to make it, and we'll make it here.
She'll tell
Oh,
us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll
Uh,
make it here.
Mary is the bartender.
Mary,
Mary,
I know
she's
listening.
awesome.
Obviously, she's listening.
Of
So,
course,
yeah,
She
yeah.
of
has to.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is one
She's
of
great.
the subscribers.
She's been there for, I don't know, 15 years or something as the bartender at Wolf Bay. And I mean, her bourbon smash is just
So just so
amazing.
you know, coming in November, the Bourbon Smash at Final Third,
dude.
because we
If
can't
coming
make it
soon.
till October 20th.
I would
To
even
the
do it.
number one
I would even
lounge.
do it as the Wolf Bay bourbon smash at Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge.
I
We'll call
love
it the Banks of the Fall Creek. Bourbon Smash here.
I think that's perfect. I think we're on to something.
Or Trackside.
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 That's true. So there's not a lot out there that you guys don't offer here, whether it's straight up whiskey or, you know, Irish, you know, anything. There is a wide variety of offerings at Final Third.
Absolutely.
There is also a huge cocktail selection.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if there is a cocktail that you are thinking of, comment below. Let us know
Yeah.
if there's something that you want to try.
I'm
Scott
always
had a
trying
New York
weird shit.
sour.
Yeah.
What's the New York sour,
The
Scott?
New York. That wasn't me.
That was
No,
you.
that was me.
That
Was
was
that you?
Rob. Yeah, that
So
was
that's
Rob.
Courtney over at
Yeah,
at Fox
Fox
Garden,
Garden.
and it's a New York style
yeah.
with
The
the
cab.
egg, and then they do a little
It's the cab on
splash
top.
of cab on top.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will say I had it from another bartender there, and she makes it. It was fine. It tasted good,
but it wasn't.
but it was all
Courtney's.
mixed together.
Yeah.
With hers, it's separated. You got the
Yeah, it's
sour.
layered.
You got the almost meringue on top,
Mhm.
and then the cab on top.
So the meringue with the
Perfect.
cab hits the nose,
So
and that probably
perfect.
sets the whole
Oh,
rest
so-
of the drink
so
up.
But that's
good.
one of those things. Like, you know,
Yeah.
if you want to try some sort of cocktail that may not be on the menu here at Final Third,
Just let me know.
just
I can
ask
try.
Rob or Lisa or
We
Tam
may
or
not have
Jim
all
or
the
somebody.
ingredients. I mean, I know we
Actually,
did,
Rob likes that more than anything because
do.
he will sit here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays when nobody, you know, when it's a
figure
little
out how to do
light
it.
in the afternoon.
drink 14
And
to
he'll
16
have, yeah, he's
cocktails
like,
and-
yeah. The funny thing is, he's the more smashed he gets, the better the cocktails get. But then he ends up with like the perfect recipe at the end of it every
Yeah.
time. That's,
Well, and
Do
that's
not
things
talk
like we
shit
did-
about science.
Well, we had
right. It's for science.
So we had
For
some
science.
people, a few people asked for Manhattans. I don't like vermouth. So I ended up I got some vermouth and making cocktail. I ended up making a Toronto instead because I love Fernets. And let's make
Oh,
that.
your
And
Toronto's
it's actually,
really good.
it's like a Manhattan, but you're using Fernet. It's a little bit different. But I got some, so now we can make Manhattans because I do have some vermouth here too.
Yeah.
I
I
will say
actually
one
like
thing.
Manhattans,
I will say
yeah.
one thing. Tam and Lisa don't really like the fact that I play with cocktails because they have to make them eventually. So, but I did. So one thing I've been making lately.
I mean, you probably should write those instructions down and then give it to Tam as a checklist.
I need to.
She'll forget the cherry. She forgets, doing the extra spray of absinthe on top.
This has
No.
a whiff of mint. You just
yeah, it's
wave
right.
the mint over the cocktail. Like,
So let's
shit.
let's shout out our boy Grant.
Yeah, shout out
Oh,
Grant.
shout out to Grant.
So Grant
Absolutely.
he asked me to make him a spicy old fashioned, which I make in here
God,
every
I
once in a
love
while.
that one.
I made it differently last night, and I think we finally perfected it.
Oh, tell me. Let's go.
Eliminate all of the Angostura aromatic bitters,
Okay.
and you use your orange bitters, and you use the chili
chili?
bitters, and you use the Creole bitters. And
But
you
no
do a
egg and-
lot of those bitters. It's
Ooh.
spicy. It's perfect.
Okay.
So
We're gonna get
Okay.
into that after this.
Yes, we'll get
I'm
into
gonna
those.
get one of
Definitely
those.
need to have one of
It's
those.
fantastic. It was fantastic when I tried it when you poured it for me the other day.
But now it's spicy.
Okay.
Where that was like, oh, I can taste the spice.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
It was
oh,
just like a
oh,
touch
it's
of
really
spicy.
in there.
Yeah.
It gets
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I
It's
love
good.
like
that, man.
that.
Yeah.
See, I love playing around with stuff, but like my problem is like at home, like I'm never gonna use that stuff again.
Right.
Like,
Right,
I'm gonna use it
right.
once and then it's it. I bought a bottle of Fernet, and I still it's been a year.
God,
I
I've
still
gone
got
through
that.
probably 50 bottles of Fernet here, dude.
Yeah.
I was going to
I'm gonna
say,
have to give you mine.
I've got the Spirits of French Lick Absinthe. I will have that for a very, very, very long time.
Well, you're just using it occasionally on
That's
the spritz.
it.
That's
yeah,
it.
just a spritz.
Yeah.
Spritz in the glass and then
It's
spritz
so
on
hard
top.
to maintain that bar at home.
So if
though.
any of you
Yeah.
guys don't know what Fernet is literally on probably almost every bar in the world. And what it is it's more of a digestive. It's an herbal liqueur, and what happens is at the end of the night, sometimes some bars, all the bar staff comes together. They take a shot of Fernet at the end of the night and say, "Let's go."
Yeah.
That's no one ever orders Fernet at the bar,
It cures
Right.
ulcers.
but it works so good in that
doesn't do that.
Toronto cocktail. Oh my God, it's so
It does
good.
settle your stomach because, like, if I
It
if I
does.
come up
It
here and
does.
I've got a bellyache from something,
Get Toronto.
I get a Toronto.
There you go.
And
Do you really?
It,
Okay.
It settles me down a little bit. Like
It's also the alcohol kind of.
So, it's kind of interesting to bring that up, like something that has health benefits. There was an article today that all the foods that you should eat that people don't like,
Yeah.
right? It was like organs are really good for you because, the amount of iron they have.
Right.
They're like fried crickets, which is actually,
Honestly, they're not bad.
and they're big in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, real big in Mexico.
They're not
Lots of
bad.
fried
If
crickets.
you can get past what you're eating,
That's the
they're
problem.
fine. Yeah.
And I like anything fermented, right? So kimchi and sauerkraut. I'm a big
Mhm.
fan of that, all the probiotics and all that stuff. They did have one on there that they had a picture, and I was just like,
Oh,
I don't think I could do that.
what?
It was whole fermented soybeans.
Mm.
And they said, yeah, it's got like a real kind of sticky, slimy element.
And
Yeah,
fermented
soybeans sounds
again,
weird.
everybody get your glasses. The mouthfeel
Right.
The
Oh,
mouth-
is not so
Mouthfeel.
good. Yeah.
well, that's
Oh.
like I got to remember the name of this. There's a drink that is in central Mexico that was almost completely gone. Like it didn't exist, but it's from, I don't know, the Aztecs or something. I don't know, what are the Mayans that are down there? And they did some sort of fermented like beer of some sort of plant.
Okay.
And I'll look up the name and get it. But it's real big, like in Guanajuato, which I'm a huge Guanajuato fan.
Yep.
I've talked about that before.
Shout out all the people there. Shout out.
Absolutely. Beautiful place in the mountains in Mexico. But they've got this fermented drink. And
Hmm.
when you slosh around your cup and it looks like water consistency.
Okay.
But you know how okra has that slime?
Slime. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
When you drink this, that's what it's
Slimy.
like.
Oh, okay. Mm.
But they love it down there.
Do they really?
Like it
Okay.
started to come back big time. It was gone.
Well,
And then like
okay.
one bar opened up where they were doing their own in like 5-gallon buckets and serving it because
Yeah.
it's Mexico,
Yeah,
right?
you do whatever
they
you
don't
want to.
they don't have the FDA down there,
Yeah.
Avocados from
right?
Mexico.
Exactly. But it was really, really bizarre, a fermented thing, and they were like, yeah, it's like super healthy, even though it's got
Yeah, it's like
alcohol
corn.
in it, but it's
It's a vegetable.
it's really, really bizarre. And I'll tell you that whole sticky, slimy thing when it doesn't look like it, but it gets mouthfeel
Yeah.
that way.
Mouthfeel.
Right. Yep. It's bizarre, man.
Huh.
That's
So,
some
are
hard.
you a kombucha fan?
No,
I'm not
no,
either.
No, a lot of
Okay.
people are
There's
into
a funk to
kombucha,
it.
but I'm
Lisa loves kombucha, and I'm not. There's a funk to it I don't like.
I don't understand what that is.
Grab all you want, buddy.
Yeah, so talking about health benefits, corn is just it's corn. It's like a salad, right? Like it's a vegetable.
It's vegan.
It's vegan. I really like corn.
It's cold. A big open nose. It has the juice.
It has the juice.
It has the juice.
It has the juice.
You know, the only way that would be better.
It's corn.
The only way that song would be better if it was the couple that sings "Taste the Biscuit."
Taste the biscuit.
If they were doing
It's
that,
corn.
it's corn.
In a Goodwill or something. Yeah.
So I
Taste
found
the
the name of that drink. It's
Oh, I
called
poured heavy.
Poke.
Poke.
Okay.
Poke. That's Pulche.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a
Poke.
fermented drink. It
Okay.
is fermented from the fresh sap. Several species of. Click the link. I should have had this pulled up already.
It's corn.
It's not corn.
It is not corn.
No, it's agave.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but not like your
Not
not
tequila.
necessarily your blue agave, right?
Right,
Because there's
right.
like there's almost 200 different varieties of
I thought there was
of
more than that.
agave.
I thought there was more than that.
because that's what's used to make mezcal,
Yeah.
right? And blue agave is what's used to make tequila.
Right.
So rather than fermenting and then distilling, they just ferment it, and that's how they make pulque.
Okay.
And it was considered like a medicine drink, from the Mayans, and it's got a real long history behind it. But
Can you buy it here?
there is canned versions, which are
Okay.
like
Probably not the
even
same.
more terrible because the flavor. It's weird because the flavor is good.
Okay.
Like it's actually a really, really good drink. It's just
Interesting.
the consists of the texture,
Hmm.
and it's just it's
Okay.
it's kind of hard.
I'd be all about trying it.
We definitely should. If I can find a can, I'll buy it and we'll give it a shot. But it's kind of tough to drink. But speaking of Mexico, Cinco de Mayo, right? We're recording this on Saturday, the day before, right?
Yep.
May the 4th be with you.
Yep.
Also
Go,
with you.
And also with you.
go Star Trek.
Exactly. But
Fuck the
Cinco de
pen.
Mayo, this is a really interesting holiday because it's not celebrated in much of Mexico except in Puebla. It was the Mexican defeat of the French who came in. I forget the exact history of it, but
Puebla.
basically landed and the Spanish were here. And I think it was during the revolutionary times, Mexico splitting, and the French said, "Oh yeah, sure, we'll help you out," and came on the south end of Mexico City, and Puebla was where there was a big battle, and the Mexicans defeated them. So in Puebla, they celebrate Cinco de Mayo as the day in which they defeated the French.
Okay.
But now in the U.S., it's become kind of a Mexican heritage holiday,
right.
And I love Mexican culture. I mean, the people down there, they're pretty fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a different kind of lifestyle down there, but they're family oriented, and they, quinceañeras and the big parties that they have, and when they have festivals, boy, they know how to do it.
Yeah.
They really know how to do it. So, love that. Love that they got tequila. I love that when we were talking to Alan Bishop,
Yeah.
that he talked about making some American agave spirits. Is that
Right.
what they're calling it?
Yep.
Which is really just
They're not-
tequila, but they can't call it tequila because it's not from Mexico.
Yeah.
Tequila used to only be from Jalisco, but tequila did the same thing that the United States did and said it's agave spirits made in Mexico is tequila. So we are going to do a little bit of tequila here.
Something else we need to do.
What's that?
We need to get a little bit of Chris's brisket on the show.
We
too.
will get some
Ooh,
brisket.
Ooh,
But
get some
first,
brisket. The more you know.
The more you know.
I'm
There
so
you
glad
go.
you picked that up.
Oh, I love it. I
I'm so
love
glad
it.
you picked that up.
So
I love it.
what tequila are we drinking here? This is obviously
so this is-
a
this-
silver, a blanco.
Lalo.
So Kevin, our boy from RNDC, also a regular here. Shout out to Kevin.
Shout
we
out
love
Kevin.
him. He actually got me turned on this one. It's Lalo, 100% agave azul tequila blanco, distilled in Los Altos.
Yep.
Los
Los
Altos.
Altos.
Something like
de
that.
Jalisco.
Jalisco,
There you go.
which is the home of tequila
In other
originally.
words, made in Mexico.
Yes.
Jalisco.
40,
Yes.
so 80 proof, 40% ABV. I don't know much about tequila anyway, but it's actually a really, really, really nice
It's
blanco.
got a nice aroma to it.
It does. Very, very clean tequila.
Smells like alcohol.
It doesn't, and that's the thing is like me growing up, tequila was made to get me to somewhere I wanted to go,
Right.
which was always a bad place.
Right, right.
You're shooting Jose Cuervo and sucking the limes as hard as you can to get rid of the flavor. That's all it was. And this actually has a really nice flavor. Very, very viscous for a Blanco too.
It's a great.
Are we shooting it or are we sipping it?
Sure, let's just shoot it. Why not?
All right,
Right? Come on. So,
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy
everyone.
birthday, Mike.
So,
Feliz Cinco de Mayo.
happy birthday, Mike. Here we go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I always with my shelf. Happy birthday, my shelf.
I'm not a
Oh,
huge
that's
tequila
great.
fan. This is
That's good.
This is tasty.
You know, it's almost
that's
got a
great.
hint of that lime without actually
It
having
does.
lime with it.
It does.
Yeah, that's
Which is
great.
really nice, a little citrusy element. Lots of times they can come out like very caramelized. I mean, everybody knows that agave flavor.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I've actually visited Mexico many times. I've been to a tequila distillery. I can't remember the name of it, but they have the very tall, skinny bottles. Cortalejo.
Oh yeah.
Cortalejo. So they're always the blue. Everybody recognizes the blue crystal.
Amplifier.
Yes, not amplifier. Fuck off.
Shut up.
Email me.
But
Email me.
when we got there, they had the roasted agave, right? The pena is when they They take their blades. They kind of look like hose, but they got straight round blades on them.
Oh,
Like it's a straight handle, round blade. And they cut all the leaves off. And then you've got a pena that looks like a gigantic pineapple. And they take that and they quarter it. And then they roast it.
Okay.
Okay. And after it's roasted, then they take it and they'll crush it or shred it. Eventually, it does get crushed. And the traditional way to crush it was to have either a donkey or a horse pulling a round stone, and they had a big pit,
Hell yeah.
right? And they would crush and get all the juices, and those juices would be taken and fermented and then distilled in a column still. And then the aged ones are reposados and añejos and extra añejos. Blanco is just when they distill it and you get the silver, like what we have here.
It's just straight off the still.
There's a new kind of tequila out there lately. It's the Cristalino. That's where they've got reposados or añejos that they actually filter the color out of it,
Yes.
but it still has that rich aged flavor to it. And they're
yeah,
doing
absolutely.
charred oak barrels that they're getting from other places, right?
Yeah.
And they're aging it in there, but it's all typically like cavern or cave aged. It's done underground. It's not done like what we do here with the rick houses.
Sure.
And it's always hot down there, right? So they're just trying to find some place to hold it consistent,
cool it down. Yeah.
keep it cool. But it's one of my favorite spirits. I love tequila. It's fantastic. I'm a bourbon guy first, but
Yeah.
tequila is definitely right there with me, and love Cinco de Mayo and the holiday and everything it represents. So
See, and I love that Cristalino process because you can take something that has that extra añejo and do the Cristalino process, filter all the color out, and then as soon as you taste it, you're like, it's a mind fuck. I mean,
it is. It messes with
because
you.
you drink it and you're like, oh my God, this is like a super aged oaky.
Rich.
Oh,
and
so good. And then it's
full
like it's
and-
still clear
yeah.
like a Blanco. And we
Yep.
had that one that Will and I got to try up
Yeah.
at Boone County Jail Distillery.
Yep.
It was a Cristalino process done on a bourbon.
That's crazy.
And it was fantastic. And I'm
Yep.
like, I would love to see someone, Alan Bishop, talking to you, buddy.
Shout
I
out.
want to see
Yes.
someone create something in the Cristalino process
Absolutely.
in the bourbon and release it. That would
That's
be
a
amazing.
cool
That would be
idea.
amazing.
That would be interesting.
No, I
We'll
know
do a
it's gotta be a pro-
Cristalino episode.
Cristalino.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
that's,
had the Comos Cristalino tequila
expensive.
here, and it was absolutely delicious, but it was an expensive bottle, so I think we finally sold out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
I'm
say
glad.
happy Sir Mix-a-Lot Day.
Happy
Happy
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Happy May the 4th be with you
Yes, yes.
Happy Derby
and
Day.
with you.
Happy
Derby Day.
birthday.
Happy Derby
Happy
Day.
Everything. Happy
Getting
birthday.
into May, spring. Happy birthday, Mike.
This is it,
Yes.
man.
Yep, we're ready to go. Cinco de Mayo. Let's party and have a
we're
good
gonna
time.
We're gonna go bet on some horses. So,
That's
Rob,
right.
Where can they find you?
Yeah, find us at Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge.
Yeah.
Scotty D Smokes.
Yeah, you can find me at both our visuals on Instagram, Spencer Lee's, and also don't forget to follow the Final Third Podcast on Instagram.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Like everything.
Yes.
Check us out.
Thanks all.
Cheers,
Cheers,
everybody.
Cheers.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, buddy.